Comics. How's
Uh,
that by
okay.
yourself?
Well, I'm not sure how much you've checked out of me. We are now live, so I'll answer that in a few seconds. Hello, everybody that is not watching, and hopefully will be watching later on. I'm talking with Kevin Stewart, creator of Apollo, Chariot of the Gods. You want to tell everybody a bit about your project, Kevin?
Sure. So Apollo is for me. I love just regular classic superheroes. Superman, Batman, just the whole not necessarily. I would say golden age, but the '80s and '90s of comics. That was my favorite era. X Men was the one of the big books that got me into comics. So the books I've done have usually been horror related, and they've only been in that genre, zombies and psychological thrillers and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to do a superhero book. Well, I thought it was time for me to just develop my own IP, and I started building these characters, Apollo and the Guardians, and this whole like just I wouldn't say cookie cutter superhero, but the classic superhero feel. So
Right.
Apollo is he's the Superman icon type character. He's the great hero of the Earth, right? So
Yeah.
he he's actually part of a government program called the Orion Project. It's a government ran police force, and all the UN countries have these genetically created superheroes. And Apollo leads the Utopian States of America, is what it's called. So he leads like the Americas, um, and he's going fine. He's been doing it for 20, 30 years. And then what happens is there's the world starts having this like under siege, like the terrorist
Crisis?
attacks. Yeah, it's like there's a villain called Tyrant, and he's a terrorist. So they start developing these plots, these government plots to destroy the superhero foundation. They want to destroy it, get rid of it, and then they can kind of take over. So that's kind of what happens. Apollo gets in a situation, a hostage situation, where his wife is taken captured by the tyrant, and he basically gets sucked into a black hole by tyrant, and it was a trap actually by the government. The government set him up. So he gets sucked out of the earth, thrown in a black hole. He ends up in space, deep in space, and he's been there for 20 years at this point. So with him gone, the UN nations dissolve all the superheroes and get rid of all the superhero individuals, teams, and so forth. And then that's when all heck breaks loose, and the terrorists overtake the country, overtake the world. You've
Oh,
got nuclear missiles getting shot off, blowing up parts of the world. Really,
definitely
just
sounds like a lot of
total
different.
total anarchy.
Sorry, sounds like a lot of things combined. Sounds like. Okay, I'm getting a bit of feedback from you. Are you watching on YouTube itself or something?
I've got a
Okay,
mic going, and I've got my speaker. How bad is it?
okay, let me talk. How am I now? I am. Okay, I'm sounding good now. I'm not hearing myself talk back at me. Okay,
Good.
just a tiny bit.
How's that working?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, am I? Okay, I think we're good now. Not too bad, anyways.
I get used
Every
to
so
setting up
often. No problem. A lot of people use earphones so they can earphones or earbuds. That way they plug that in and they turn. That way they can have. Well, if you've got the YouTube one up, you just mute it. That way it doesn't. Your mic doesn't pick it up or anything like that. Oh, we got chaotic neutral comics. Hey, chaotic, how are you doing?
All
It's
right.
been a
How's
while
it?
since I've seen you in here. As I was saying earlier, if you don't, as you can probably tell by the thing, I am talking to Kevin from Apollo, Chariot of the Gods. And he's been telling us a bit about it.
Yep.
He says he's good. And how are you? I'm good. And how are you, Kevin?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Okay. And if you have any questions for Kevin, please don't feel free to, or me, feel free to ask. Um, okay. So Yeah, you were. I was just saying. It sounds like you got a whole bunch of different stuff in there because it sounds like a little bit of what's the name of it in there. It's just kind of the Incredibles. Where superheroes become illegal.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happens. Their main master plan was to get rid of the heroes, mainly get rid of Apollo because without him, first of all, is it coming through good now? Is
Yeah.
there no feedback?
Well,
Okay.
see, yeah, you've been sounding good. It's just with me when I talk,
Okay.
hearing myself come back through your feed.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. Takes some
So,
getting used to all the doing all this YouTube stuff.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. I've got all this set up here. And I don't even know how to use it. Got microphones and cameras and everything else. Um,
Yeah.
so with Apollo, once Apollo is gone, they're able to dissolve the superhero forces. It kind of I bit apart from if you remember in the Fantastic Four, the Ultimate Civil War when they had that big incident in it, and they killed a lot of children and big,
Yeah.
kind of still. That's kind of where I got it from. The government stepped in and created a superhero force. So I took that aspect of it, and with Apollo being taken out of it completely, they can dissolve it because they kind of blame him for the catastrophe that happens. They kind of put it on the
Uh-huh.
villain. We don't need them. It's not safe with them. And so once they dissolved them, that's when you start having all these non-friendly countries rising up with their own superheroes that they've kind of developed and created, and they taking the major cities in the UN countries in America, and the whole time, see, Apollo is gone, so he's out in space. He's been gone for 20 years. So for 20 years, the world has devolved into this dystopian type war forces. You've got the tyrant forces and just anarchy.
All right.
So the book picks up with Apollo floating through space, and he actually orbit and crashes on a planet. Gets picked up by their military force, and he gets imprisoned and gets depowered completely.
Oh,
So he's kind of come to figure out what's going on, and he's trying to struggle and fight to leave this prison planet to get back to Earth at some point.
yeah.
So that's kind of what happens. He does escape, gets back to the world, finds out that his wife is still alive because he's thought she's dead. It's been so long. His son is now fully grown, and they're leading this rebel force against what is now King Tyrant, who runs big portions of the country. Like he's the Doctor Doom type character, ultimate
Cool.
world, destruction. Um, he's this evil being. So he comes back, and his son doesn't really accept him because he's never seen him.
Yeah.
He thought he was abandoned. He doesn't think he was dead. He thinks he was abandoned by his father. So he has this animosity against Apollo. Of course, Apollo and his wife reunite, and he comes into the middle of this uprising force to fight the tyrant, King Tyrant. So they kind of get toward that, and they able to infiltrate the lair, take over
Oh,
Tyrant, arrest him, and during this time, um, there's actually an incident that happens. There's a sniper that comes in and he's trying to take out Apollo's son because he's the leader of this rebel force.
yeah.
But
But you don't want to
instead,
give away. You don't want to give away too much, too. Remember.
I get into it and I start wanting to tell you the whole story. But that's where we're at
Yeah,
now. So
yeah, I know the feeling, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure everything in your book. I'm just reminding you don't want to give everybody everything. You want to get them, hook them, and then but you have a couple other people with you on the project. Want to maybe give some insight into them? You know,
yeah, shout out
you're
to
who you got there?
Jay.
Uh, yeah, Jay. I think.
Yeah, Jay
Yeah,
Rivera. He's a young up and coming little writer out of California. I met him on a forum that we both kind of uh, hang out on, and I kind of threw my story out there. I was looking for somebody to write it for me, and so I threw it out there. He came back and story that I had, and he brought pages scripted out, and I was just amazed at what he was able to do with that story. He developed so much up into it and made it such an interesting read. For like 2 years, I really haven't done much with it. But just as soon as I started getting this campaign going, I was like, yeah, I got to give this guy some credit. He's got to get on top of this with it. He deserves as much credit as I can give him for what he's done to get that
Yeah.
story out there.
And then there's
And Steven,
Steven.
he's probably my best friend. He helped me develop the story completely, all the characters, the universe, and everything. So he was a big part of it.
And you yourself are the artist as well?
What's that?
You are the artist?
Yep. Yep.
John.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just, trying to let everybody know what's what, who's who.
Okay.
Just because it's on Indicron and on Indiegogo. The links for his Indiegogo is in the description if you want to check it out. We'll be looking it over in a few minutes or whatever. And also his Twitter is in the description if you want to, talk to him over there somehow, ask him questions as well.
Yeah, if you get lucky, I'll probably tell you the entire story.
Yeah. How did you get interested in comic books yourself as a kid or whatever? When did you get interested?
Oh,
What
I
got
think
you
it
into
was.
them?
I think like most people, the Ninja Turtles brought me into it back when I was like in the elementary school. And then I got lucky, ran into some buddies in junior high that liked to draw, and it kind of sucks being pre-internet age because everybody all you had was phones back then, so you really didn't have a way to connect with people and hook up with people and kind of develop your drawings and so forth. So it was I got lucky going to junior high. There was a comic book shop right out from me, so I could leave after school, go to the comic shop, and sit there for about 2 hours before I get picked up and go home. And I think it was Rob Liefeld's New Mutants X Force ran that got me into comics. I think he's responsible for a lot of people getting into comics.
Yeah.
And
You said you started with the Ninja Turtles. Who's become your favorite superhero?
superhero, I think it's always been Colossus from the X Men.
Cool.
I
And
think he
villain?
Juggernaut.
Nothing stops the Juggernaut.
I think it's they display those characteristics that you want when you're a kid. You want to be huge and super strong and indestructible. And I think that speaks to a lot of kids when they're in junior high. You're in that awkward stage of being right in the middle of everything. And Colossus, that was something about him. Maybe it's because he's too shiny. I don't know. So he's a really cool character.
Okay, I guess right now we'll go take a look at the Indiegogo. I'll share my screen. Chaotic Neutral says, nice choices. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Chaotic. I think you and I see on the same page.
Okay. So I'm going to not be able to see the chat for the next couple minutes here. Apollo, Chariot of the Gods, cast into space, lost and powerless. Our hero Apollo must fight his way back to Earth. And folks, he's only at like 12%, 4,000 fixed goal. It's sounding good. Okay, so the overview. Apollo is our hero, lost in space, imprisoned and powerless. His world turned upside down and in the clutches of the evil tyrant. Will our hero be able to escape to the wrongs in order to save Utopia, the world, and his family? Kevin Stewart here, and I excited to be launching my graphic novel, Apollo. It's the great story about defeat, loss, and redemption. The first book in my comic universe is a whopper at 100 pages, plenty of comic greatness to get you started. I know you will enjoy.
That was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. I do that for everybody. Try and make it sound really, really dynamic.
Ralph Stan was in there doing it. That's you did it perfect.
Okay, so let's see. We got your featured one here, which is $70. Ready Player One. Okay, so let's see. What do you get for this? $70. Okay, and it obviously doesn't say shipping here. How much is your shipping, or do you know offhand?
Domestic, I think it's close to like $7 or $8 for what I've got. I'm trying to keep it under 10 if I can help it. I'm trying to package
Yeah,
everything together.
and that's I guess that's obviously for the states. What
Yeah,
about international shipping? How much is it different? Because I
I
am in
think I've got it
Canada.
set for. How does it go for Canada? Was there like customs taxes or anything like that?
Not as far as I know.
I think I've got
Sometimes
it
I
set
think
down for.
sometimes there is, but they don't charge you at the post office.
Mhm.
Customs will call you and say, "Hey, we got a package here." Blah blah blah.
I was kind of
I,
looking at it for like the most expensive. I think around international. I think that covers a lot of places.
yeah. And how
Um,
much were you saying for international?
yeah, for 25 for international. That's kind of what I was looking at. I think I sent something to Israel last year, and it cost me about 17, $18 just to ship that.
Oh wow. We could. Well, I guess it depends on the gear, the grade that you ship. Because I know I shipped some. I shipped like about a 17 by 11 by 17 print or not print art, original art to somebody in Israel, not Israel, uh, Italy, and it cost me only $11. So, and I just shipped something uh, 11 by 12 to Australia, and that only cost me like five. But then
Yeah,
again, this is just one piece of sheet paper, but comic books. Well, this here would probably be more here. You got a digital copy, signed single copy, custom T-shirt, your name listed and thank you, and two more high quality print and artist proof sketch card. So that I can see costing a little bit more for shipping. But if you were
yeah.
just getting the comic book, how much would any idea how much that might be?
I'm trying to send it out in media mail from here in the states, and I think it for just a copy of the comic book by itself, I've got it free shipping just for the book
Oh, okay. Okay,
just by
that's
itself.
yeah, that's good. Like this is $70 perk. It's worth the money, and I can see with all that stuff it being a little bit more money,
And that
because you have to have it becomes a package and all that compared to just a comic book.
yeah, and I'm trying to keep it all in a small 10 around that size where I can put everything in the Gemini packaging and the T-shirt
Yeah.
as well. Kind of wrap it up, and it should still be small enough and way within the right constraints to
Uh,
be affordable.
and yeah, and the other thing that I got to think about too here is it's 100 pages too.
Mm, yeah,
I'm thinking, like a regular comic book or even the 48 pages that all the other guys are offering. Yours is like double the size, so what all the other guys most of the other guys are offering.
yeah. And I wanted to compared to everybody else's. I mean, I know most of them I'm seeing at $25 just for the book by itself, which it's
Yeah,
fine. I mean, you're talking about John Malin and some of these other guys who've done professional work. You're paying for that, um, that name and everything, that good work. I wanted to
yeah,
try to keep mine somewhat affordable because I've kind of dealt with, I've got the printers, I've got really good printers that are doing it a really good job and they're going to do it affordably so I can bring my from enough to where I think
yeah,
$15 is good for that many pages.
yeah.
And
And
if
well,
we,
and your lowest tier here is a $5 buy-in for a digital download. That's a good price. You're getting 100 pages. And that's just the black and white. They're not. It's not colored. The digital download.
yeah, nothing's colored until I can reach that stretch goal, and then all books will be colored at a
Oh,
different
okay,
price at that point. It's
okay.
honestly the coloring is what's the most expensive part. His page rate is it's fair. It's just with all those pages it adds up real quickly.
A guy I know named Tank Ferret that I talk to a lot. He says maybe go to somebody that you can find some good quality people like in either South America or in the Philippines that'll do it a little cheaper.
Hmm.
So for coloring, I'm not sure whether you'd want to check into that. You know, I know you probably got the guy that you got, but you know, like you said, his price may be fair, but it's expensive by it's expensive to do sometimes when you're starting out.
Yeah.
You got to keep the price down.
And yeah, and I've kind of looked at a few other people because that's kind of I was thinking about that, trying to find someone outside the states. And I think this guy is out of the states, but he's still running the his page rate's $40 a page, um, which
Yeah,
that's about professional rate if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on
yeah,
that.
yeah. Risey Lee, one of my regulars or somewhat regulars, says cool hero design. He likes your thing, and so now we're up to the signed copy. Is that signed?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
all
signed
the
copy. A digital copy and a signed copy, and name listed in the thank yous. I guess that's a page in the back, and that's for $15, and that includes free shipping. You were saying
yes. Hmm. Hmm.
to the states, free shipping to the rest of the world, or
Now the international, I think the international still is out there. But if it, I'm going to do something with this. If it's different in other places, if it's cheaper in other places, I'm going to try to work something out to either give some extra stuff out or issue a refund for the amount that if it doesn't cost that much. Because I don't want to take advantage of someone in regards to shipping because I know that could be an issue.
yeah,
It's just I set it at a flat 25 to cover the majority of the places that are usually in
yeah,
that range. But
yeah.
domestic is free for this one.
Okay. And don't mind me. I asked the international stuff. Well, like say Risey Lee here. He lives in Australia.
Okay.
Myself, I live in Canada. So I'm always interested in that because you know who Nasser is, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was selling this book for $5, right? You know, a hard copy, and that's a good price. I was gonna get it, but he wanted $10, and it may not seem like a lot, $10
Mm,
for shipping, but he wanted 10. He was only charging like three for in the states, but
mm,
to ship it to Canada, it costed $10, and that's $10 American, so that's even more Canadian.
mm.
So it's like the shipping costs double the amount of the comic. What's wrong with this?
That is the biggest thing with this stuff is the shipping. That is the most like I don't know. It's more trouble than it's worth. It seems. Well, how hard can it be to put something in and just ship it somewhere? It's just going somewhere. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be that much.
but that's a good idea if you're willing to you find out that okay, this person paid $25 for shipping and it only cost me $10. I'll give them back their $15.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't like taking advantage of people like that. It's not right.
Yeah,
It makes people have a bad image of you, and I don't think
yeah,
they're going to be interested in your products later down the line because they're going to get burned once. They're going to think they get burned again, and
yeah,
I just can't do that to people.
yeah. So that's definitely good. And then we got the next tier up. You get to suit up. $20 and you just get an Apollo custom T-shirt. Do you get the book with that or?
No, just this is people who don't want to get the book necessarily. They just maybe want to get a shirt. This is just kind of like a standalone little
Okay.
swag perk, I guess you would call it.
Hey guys, sorry to jump in.
Oh, who we got?
This is
No problem.
Bill.
Hey, Bill, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
I'm
Hey,
talking with Kevin from Apollo, Chariot of the Gods,
I've
about
been,
his book.
yeah, I've been watching, man. This book looks really nice.
thank you, Bill. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, he's just lot of hard work put into this. It's a great, great piece.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm watching everybody
And
else with the success of their books. I'm thinking I've got to get in here and take advantage of this. And
yeah,
this is a prime opportunity to get some fans.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you've got for number 2. Do you got a YouTube channel yourself, or?
I do, and I'm a horrible YouTuber. I've got like 6 videos from 7 years.
Well, it doesn't matter. That's the one other thing that you might want to try and do too, as much as you can. Even if it's, you're just uploading a little bit of content, every couple of days. I know you say you're out in the field and you don't have that reliable of internet or whatever to do stuff, but if you make a 5-minute video or record yourself drawing something or whatever and do a speed drawing, send it up, you know, speed it up or whatever, just put it up.
I've
I
got
think
I've
you
got
get.
I've got hours and hours of videos that I've recorded myself. I've just never sat down and actually went through them and tried to develop. I'm horrible about that. I know I need to do that. I need to
Yeah,
definitely get on YouTube more.
yeah, because I think what you need to get. I'm not sure what your YouTube. I should get your YouTube channel, and I'll put it in the description.
Sure.
If you, not sure if you off to the side on the side, if you you get the thing up there, hit that chat, and it'll come up here. If you put your YouTube in there, I'll grab it and I'll put it in
Okay.
the description for people to, go to.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
That way you help you build up a subscriber base,
Yeah.
And I think what I'll do too is I'm going to put you in my list of people that I think, and if I send you the link and you're able to jump on, and even if you're just showing your icon and talking, that's all right too, like you are now.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you.
Because you can do that from your phone or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Or most people can anyway. Not sure what type of mobile phone you have. I know up until like a month ago, I didn't have one that I could do it with. So, uh, anyways, you're $25 per care. These are 100 pages. So these are actually really good deals. Coming up with 100 pages. For $25, a digital copy, 2 signed copies, and of course a thank you. I guess that's a special page or two in it. So, that ends up being 101 or 102 pages.
That looks like your best deal.
Yeah, I think I was trying to. I didn't want to get too many things going on, but I was kind of watching what everybody else was doing, and I think this was as good as I could get it for what I was offering.
You might want to move that to the top of your list of perks.
Oh, would you?
Yeah, maybe make you that the featured one, not the 70.
It's the best bargain and has a great price point for you to earn some coins. So I'd move that one to the top. 2 signed copies for $25 is by itself is a great bargain.
And each of them had 100 pages.
Oh wow, it's a 100-page book. So you're getting 200 pages signed, original, limited run comic for $25. That's a great deal, especially in the Indiegogo market. So that one should go up to the top. That one should be at the top of the list, and that's just my opinion. But I think that's What's the 50 powered one? I mean, $50 one, personal powered up, right? Personalized power up.
Yeah. You get a digital copy, signed copy, name list and thank yous, and a head sketch.
Oh, original art for another $25. Wow.
Yeah. Now, I guess that's a head sketch of one of your characters?
Custom, whatever you want. I can do anything.
You can do Rick Piper. That would be cool.
Yeah. I can probably do that.
Awesome.
And the art, just looking over here at the art, it looks really clean. Just off to the side. The art, just the blacks and whites look amazing.
Thank you. I'm doing this all in a Surface Pro, and I'm doing it sitting in my truck at work.
So are you doing this digitally or traditionally?
100% digital.
Okay. Yep. Because I think what's hurting you too is you're doing a head sketch for $50. Your highest perk is that $70 perk. where you don't got. Of course, unfortunately, you can't do any original art if you're doing it all digital. And don't I don't want to sound negative, because you have these other people with their 100, 200, $300 perks,
Yeah.
That usually that includes original art. I'm trying to, everything looks great except, your biggest perk is $70, which makes it hard to get, you know,
Mhm.
up there, you
Yeah.
know, and, you get a
I've-
t-shirt, high quality print. Um, I'm not sure what more you do. You got any ideas, Bill?
No. I'm sorry. I'm not. But as far, I was just thinking about the format. 25 is your best bargain. That $50 piece with original art is, and is there a limit on that?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think I've got a limit on those.
Okay, yeah, I would put that in number 2, and then the bargain ones.
Well, unfortunately, the way it goes after you do the feature, they go in order of price.
You
There's
can't
nothing
edit
anything.
them. Oh, after the feature. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I would suggest definitely putting that $25 the feature.
I would also send, if you haven't, send a link if you're Indiegogo to Chester Busby and Pixel Trader on Twitter.
Yeah.
And see if we can get you on FanSpeak to have more, more exposure.
Yeah. That's another good one too. I was mentioning John Malin to him earlier, and Edwin.
Yeah. We should hit. You got to hit the whole circuit.
Yeah. I hit John Malin up a couple of times. I need to hit Edwin up. I've hit EVS up too, but it's kind of hard getting a hold of those guys.
You're not getting
EVS is the hardest one to get a hold of.
Yeah, it's funny because before he started doing his book and everything, I was back and forth with him in the DMs and stuff, and he was like all the time, like boom, boom. I talked to him quite a bit that way, but
yeah, like last year.
Yeah.
It's a totally different game now, isn't it? I mean, he's just so busy. Plus, but the real way to get onto his channel is to get some exposure on these other channels that we mentioned, and then because he watches a few of those, and then while in the background while he's drawing, and he'll pull you in if he can. Yeah. But I don't see him. The only new talent or anything he's had on really is he had a lot of news channels on. He had some of the other like the Comic Hut and I can't now. I'm pulling a blank on the other ones, but he really hasn't been doing any live streams at all.
I kind of read that he was cutting back on those quite a bit. I guess he's just kind of still promoting his book and stuff.
The other thing I might suggest, as long as you're available on Thursdays, some Thursdays, you've heard of Drawn and Quartered, right, with Mike Miller?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We've got the fan edition, and since you're an artist, you might be able to get on that, get some exposure that way too, because whoever wins that gets to go on the pro edition of the same thing.
Oh, okay. I have seen that. I do follow that, and I just haven't had a chance to try to jump on there. I need to.
Yeah, and if you talk to again Chester Busby or Pixel Trader about getting on, if you're free next Thursday, they welcome the new talent first. So say you just hit up Pixel Trader and say, hey, I'd like to be on Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition next week. Next thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 10. Well, we have 7 slots for artists, and they're all open right now. So yeah, if you DM Chester or Pixel Trader, they'll give you a link to the Discord, and you'll get on. It's just that easy, really.
I sent a follow to Chester. I got him following him now. Pixel Trader, I've been following him. He's the one that does IndieCron, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. IndieCron they have promoted me a couple weeks ago.
Good.
Yeah. I like how he's got that new setup too. That's a really awesome setup he's got for the new campaigns.
Yeah. There's a couple other guys. John Luke is another guy who works with Pixel a lot, and he'll promote what you're doing too. And then Dr. Wright is the other one. So yeah, send them links to your Indiegogo, everyone that we kind of ran off. And I think the other one was Sweetcast. And he does some news stuff, but he's still, if you hit him a link, he'll retweet you, and he's got a good following.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have Sweetcast. I'm following him now. What was the other one? You said Dr. Wright?
Yeah, I haven't been able to find him on Twitter. I met him last night on a live stream, but it was Dr. Wright is in. That's what he told me. And I don't know, maybe it's Dr. Wright with a W. I'm sorry. But
I was going to say, anybody in the chat got any questions for Kevin or comments or whatever?
I did. I found him. There we go.
Oh, did you find him? Okay. And then find me on Twitter. I'm at Bill_5.
Yeah.
And I'll retweet anything you put out.
Argos Creations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Excellent. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're all one big family here, man. So we're gonna promote each other.
And I'm not sure whether you got the time. If you could do maybe, I'm not sure, maybe contact, I'm not sure whether you know who John Dillard is. We're doing a horror anthology. Now, this won't exactly might get you a little bit more well known for later or something. I'm not sure. We're doing a horror anthology, and people can make 3 to 12 page
12.
horror.
Yeah.
Okay.
Horror story, that you can put in the book. You might not get any money through it, but Ethan's contributing a page, and so is John Malin. So
That's
and we're putting that out February 1st. So I'm not sure whether you'll be able to get in. We're trying to get it up to 100 pages. So if you think you can, do,
well, we're gonna go. I think the goal is to go live on Indiegogo in February.
Yeah, February 1st.
But there's about a month to at least get some submissions in sometime in January, early January.
You just need like 4 or 5 pages?
Yeah,
3 to 12. So, and if you do, oh, sorry, go ahead, Rick.
I was just gonna say, it just creates more exposure,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's just an idea, because I remember you saying, I think before we went on live, that you've done horror and all that, so you're experienced in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the last book I did that got published was The Man in the Kitty Coat, which was a really good psychological thriller. I've done zombies. Mainly I do zombies, but I was able to reach out and do a little psychological thriller book, which was fun. But you said is it John Dillard Gaming the System?
Yeah.
Yep, that's John.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah, and that's what's great about coming on this channel. Rick shares and links with everybody, and I think everyone's been on here at least once in their lifetime.
A lot of people got followed tonight. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon. Brandon's in the chat.
Hey, Brandon, what's up, man?
Another guy that I usually have on. I try and I'm trying, like I said, I'm doing this once a week. I'm trying to promote anybody and everybody that I can. I see it as a plus for me. You guys get promoted, and maybe I get a few extra things, subs because of it.
Yeah. That's how everybody else is doing it, right?
Yeah.
And,
there's the thing too that you I should have got. Everybody, can you share this out? Hit the share. Facebook, Twitter, all the different things. There's something you could do too, Kevin, on Twitter. Maybe share out that you're here. That way we get a few more people in.
But just share the Hangout link there.
Well, no, not the Hangout link. No, I just mean share that we're live on YouTube. Talking to you.
Okay, there's a way to share a link that people can watch it.
Yeah.
But if you got your phone handy, open up the YouTube app and come to the show, and then share from there.
Okay.
That's how I do it.
Okay.
Or open up so do it in a YouTube app.
There we go. I know computers, but I tell you what, this live streaming stuff, I'm a brand newbie to this stuff.
Oh, me too. I figured out first time how to do a Hangout today, and it turned out I all these weird settings because of my webcam. I had to get fixed, but so I finally got it started just in time for me to leave and go do something else.
Well, if you want any help with that, I do the best I can. I helped out a couple people figure it out. Rizzy says he shared it on Twitter. Thanks, Riz. Hey, Riz, your video for your thing would have been longer. I just shipped, like I said, I just shipped to Rizzy the other day, and I did a whole video on it. Except I went to film me putting the stuff in the envelope, and I had the camera the wrong way. My phone camera pointing the wrong way. So
Hyper, you're hilarious, man.
Didn't film me putting it in the envelope. Filmed, like just a stack of envelopes right up close, so you couldn't see a darn thing. It's like, oh wow.
Okay. I got to share. There we go. I'm doing my part.
Absolutely. So when does this campaign end? What's their time frame on it?
I think we got 15 days left.
I'm sorry, what was that?
15 more days. He ends December 30th.
Yep.
And you can buy in for $5 for a digital copy. That is a good deal. $5, 100 pages, 100-page digital download. The art is, as everybody can see here, phenomenal. You're dealing with a Superman-like character. Actually, you're dealing with a depowered Superman. So somebody who's used to being all that in a box of chocolate, suddenly he's less than Robin.
Yeah. But he still retains his ego. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
So, it's one of my favorite books of all time is the Invincible series. I love that whole series, and I took from it, but I drew inspirations from that book. I don't know, just something about that character. I like that he's a vulnerable character, an invincible character. But I wanted to make my character superhero, but he also is, he also has weaknesses. He's not unkillable. He can die if something happened. But I like to have characters with some kind of flaws. I think that what makes a good character.
Yeah, for sure. And
Oh, absolutely. The characters have to have flaws. They still have to be heroic, and have that sense of altruism, to be a hero. But the perfect hero is not any fun to read.
No, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you got. Go ahead. I just.
Oh no, I was gonna say this is the first book I've ever wrote, so I know it's not perfect, but I think overall it's got a good story to it.
Did you have anyone edit or work on it at all to help with the writing?
I had a guy out of California. He's a young writer. He took my giant story and then scripted it out and made it clean and sent it back to me in readable format. But no, I've not had anybody edit it yet. I'm kind of editing on the fly, making changes as I go, and I kind of see some errors in it, so I'm trying to make those adjustments as I go. I've added extra pages in it to kind of provide more content and more flow to the story.
How much of it is completed now?
Oh, it's completed pages. I'm up to right now. This is the 10th page completed. I went back and redrew 3 or 4 pages that I had from last year, but I'm on the 10th page right now.
Awesome. Yeah, you definitely send your script to Edwin. He'll look through it too. It's great to get as many, sources of counsel on a story.
Oh yeah, and I know it needs it. I'm not, I know that there's probably stuff in it that I'm not seeing that, someone who has more experience will pick out in a heartbeat. I appreciate the criticism and any help that anybody wants to give me.
Yeah. So you say, so how many pages have you got digitally penciled and inked so far?
This is the. I'll be on page 10. I'm actually 9 full pages finished, and the 10th page I've got roughed out right now.
Okay. About how long does it take you to do a page?
I can usually get a page in about 2 days when I'm working.
Okay, so I guess I'm just wondering more for when it's supposed to be. afterwards?
Should be. I've got it set for April.
Oh, okay. So
A little bit of shipping time there. The printers are real quick. They were able to get me the dummy book really quick. So I think their shipping is pretty efficient over there. It's coming from China, but they did me pretty quick.
yeah, that. Go ahead, Bill.
Who's your printer?
It's just this little place out of China. I got them on. I actually found them on Alibaba.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's amazing how fast they'll respond back to you. But
well, one reason why I'm asking is, I mean, I'm going to be scouting printers too, so I was just trying to get.
Oh, I can send you the information there. I'm sure I've got their name somewhere. I got so many inquiries from these printers. I get them mixed up, but I've got it somewhere here. I'll send you a DM on Twitter for the contact information if you like.
Okay. Yeah, you're pigeon milk. Okay, I followed you right back.
Okay.
So yeah, you can DM me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's I'm not sure who it was that was hard to find. That's the other thing too that I would suggest. Maybe if you want to get on, people too. Oh, we got JP4 in the thing. Hey JP, how are you? You want to jump on the panel?
Hey, JP. Yeah, JP, don't look. This is your drawing.
He-Man. That's He-Man.
He-Man is. I was thinking of giving another commission. So this one, yeah, I made a really muscle-bound He-Man. So he's a lot like the action figure. But that's just the rough draft. I'll do it on Bristol later. But I was just playing around with trying to make him huge. Yes, he can't. He's not able to scratch his back at all, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
JP4 says, "Hey there, I sneaked a peek. Is that She-Ra?"
She-Ra, you're right. It's the new She-Ra. The new She-Ra here on the left.
Hera.
She-Ra. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen that show yet, though.
I haven't either. I don't think I'm going to watch it.
Me either. Life's too short. There's plenty other things to do.
Yeah. I did go and watch it myself, but
yeah, you said it wasn't too bad, right? Or
if it wasn't She-Ra, it probably would have been all right, you know. But it's supposed to be She-Ra, and it's really kiddish, you know, like it's for like 5-year-olds.
Gotcha. So it's starting the brainwashing young. There we go.
Yeah, because it's like Glitter's like what? I think 13, 14 in it or whatever. And she's been made the general of an army. And then, you know, when she does something that, you know, her mom doesn't like, who's supposed to be the head of the army or the rebellion, he gets grounded.
Oh, and awesome.
It's like, you're going to ground the head. One of your generals, your main general in your rebellion, just because they went and fought a battle.
Yeah. All
and
right.
then they won at that.
Have y'all seen the He-Man documentary on Netflix?
No.
Yeah, the toys that made us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I did see that. I was thinking of maybe they did a different documentary on it. But no, that was super cool. The Transform. I just saw the Star Trek one in the new season.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about that TV series is there's only like 4 episodes per season.
Yeah, they are pretty short.
Even that little He-Man one it gave a lot of information that I didn't know about. I didn't realize it was that in depth with the story. You know, I remember watching as a kid, and I couldn't even tell you any episodes, you know, from back then. But the mythos of the He-Man was such a good story. I wish they would go on with it. You know, develop a little bit more. It'd be nice to see what they could do with it.
Yeah, well, they did reboot He-Man in 2003, which was good.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the more angular shaped He-Man, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, probably about the only thing that comes on par with being as bad as this new She-Ra really is the new Adventures of He-Man, where he's like in space or whatever. It doesn't even look like He-Man.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was on that little snippet on that Netflix show, wasn't it?
I forget where I actually own it. I bought it as a DVD set because I had never heard of it before. I wanted to see it, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, this is awful.
I felt like it had enough space already, involved with it just a little bit. Because he was on a different planet. He wasn't on an Earth planet, right? He was on a different planet completely.
Yeah. He was He-Man was on Eternia.
Yeah.
She-Ra was on Etheria, and actually, He-Man's mom was from Earth.
Okay. So you've got that space aspect to it already. Just enough of it to be like an '80s exploitation space movie.
Yeah. And then, of course, there was the old He-Man Masters of the Universe live-action movie.
That it wasn't as bad as it could have been for the time. I mean, it had the flavor of He-Man at least.
Yeah, about that much.
We had
nobody looked like they were. Nobody looked like they were supposed to. Besides that,
Yeah, I mean, going back, I watched. I don't know if you follow the show on YouTube called Good Bad Flicks.
No,
No.
It's if you like someone who talks about movies, he does one for the He-Man movie, and he goes in depth about it, and it's really interesting to watch. But I think they did really well for what they could do with the licensing aspect of it. But yeah, it would have been nice if they had the actual characters that you're familiar with. That was the biggest thing.
Well, apparently they spent so much money on the front end of that movie that when they got to time to film it, they didn't have any budget left. So they were pushing all the scenes and cutting scenes. And it really wasn't what the end product was. Nothing like what it started out as and developed.
Didn't they have like a crazy director configuration, like a husband and wife directing it or something like that?
No, I don't know. I remember just hearing some guys talk about how yeah, they totally blew their budget on it and it just killed the movie. And it ended up coming out just being what it was, kind of a piece of junk.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Okay, we have somebody new in the panel. Survival of the Fittest, I think it is.
Yo, what's happening, fellas?
Hey,
not much. Not sure whether I've met you before, Survival.
No, I don't think so. I just, for some reason, your guys' video was promoted on my homepage, so I came to check it out, see what it's all about.
Nice. Okay. Well, we are talking right now a lot with the creator of Apollo, Chariot of the Gods. He has an Indiegogo on. He has a comic on Indiegogo.
Yeah, Kevin, why don't you give him a pitch?
I about gave the entire pitch away a few minutes ago, but basically,
well, as EVS would say, the 1 minute elevator pitch.
Oh, this is gonna be a long elevator. So it's a superhero cast into space, powerless, imprisoned, unable to get back home, and he is trying to fight his way back to save Earth that has become a dystopian, terrorist-ran hellhole, basically. That's about all. I won't try to give too much away.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's intriguing.
Thank you. I suck at elevator pitches. That's why I take the stairs.
Hey, you did it, man. You're still alive.
I'm still here.
And survival's still here. He didn't walk away.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to. So I'm guessing you guys are like a comic niche. I guess that's kind of what you guys are into.
Yeah, we're into comic books, but we were just talking about different. Well, we were talking about the whole Masters of the Universe live action movie in the day, and just talking about this, that, and everything. But
man.
We were talking about the horrible She-Ra comic or cartoon, right? That's what brought it up, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was your He-Man picture that JP in the chat saw.
Yeah. This one, I did it. I started it. That's me. I'll take the blame. I don't care. I drew it. Yeah. So survival. What's your niche, man? What's your channel about?
I don't know, man. Not much. I just usually just watch a bit of MMA based content. Sports, I guess, like mixed martial arts, UFC.
Cool.
It's kind of what I'm into. A little bit of automotive based interest. Some off road applications. Like overlanding, doing remote camping with like minimalistic gear. I guess that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a 2007 Nissan Xterra that I'm trying to outfit for the off road.
Okay. And the exteriors are nice vehicles. Do you do any off roading with it at all now?
No, not really. I need to. I don't think I'm ready for it yet. I don't have all my stuff set up for it.
Yeah. So you're talking like just like backcountry trails? Or you're talking like rock crawling?
Yeah, backcountry. That's about as far as I go. I wouldn't trust my driving to try to rock crawl. I'd be upside down before I know it. I don't have the kind of money to support that kind of hobby, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm casual.
Yeah,
country
it can be an expensive hobby for sure.
And an addiction.
Yeah.
Do you ever read any comic books, Survival?
No, man. I to be honest with you, I really haven't. I'm trying to think of something I can contribute here, but I don't. I'm just being real with you.
No, that's cool, man. Totally cool.
Well,
So,
you watch movies, right? What do you think of the different Marvel movies or the DC movies?
I still, you know what? Like, I still really haven't got into it. Like, a lot of people who I know recommend, like, I should be into more of the superhero-based movies. Like, I did watch Deadpool. I thought was funny. Like, not because I follow the comic, but I mean, it was a pretty funny movie. I just watched Venom.
Yeah.
With Tom Hardy, like recently. Like, that was a pretty cool idea, I guess. I kind of like that superhero.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to see Venom myself. I liked Venom. No, I'm a comic book fan, and I thought it was pretty good. For me, it lacked something without the Spider-Man tie-in. But you're not into comic books, so you don't really know the Spider-Man thing. So for you, it's good. Or whatever.
Like, I guess for me, I mean, like, I grew up in the watching cartoons in the 80s, right? So Spider-Man, Superman, Batman were probably the three bigger ones back in those days, like that I was exposed to anyways.
Yeah.
And then once it was into the 90s, I just kind of faded from there and never really got into anything else. Oh yeah, and Superman. I forgot about Superman was a big one.
Yeah. Well, I think you said Superman, Spider-Man, Batman.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I watched a lot of cartoons in the 80s myself too. Super Friends or Superpowers, all that sort of stuff.
I could never catch the Super Friends, but I could never actually catch that show on TV. It sucked. I always got the He-Man, but the Mask cartoon was probably my favorite back in the day.
Yeah, or the Transformers. Have you watched any of the Transformer movies, or what movies do you watch? Their Survival. I watched Deadpool myself. I like Deadpool. I don't really read his comics either, but if there's a comic movie, I go see it.
Right.
Well, see, the thing is about comics, I mean, it's just not one genre. It's really every kind of action or even drama, can be put into cinematic storytelling in a sequential art form, So it's cool to have you on here because you really don't have any background or interest in the stuff, But like if you have I was trying to think, it was like what kind of story would appeal to someone, who's more interested in MMA and in off road, and it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Put you on the spot real quick.
You mean for like what kind of comic you think would
what kind of comic do you think would interest you?
I don't know, man. Probably like, I don't know. I mean, Shit, I don't know, man. I don't think any comics would interest me, right?
You take away the costumes and you got the character development, the hero's journey kind of thing, you know,
or just like the kind of struggle, like of man versus nature or man versus man, or the struggle of like of anything like that nature. I mean, like The Walking Dead isn't a typical comic book; it's a zombie thriller, and then it became a survivalist storyline.
Yeah,
and that was huge because people related to that whole survival of how people would put themselves in that position. It's like, okay, what would I do to make it if it's at the end of the world? And that's what really made it take off.
Yeah.
It wasn't the whole like a guy could lift a building or anything, and that can be unrelatable. But that's more of an escapist kind of storyline for people to enjoy. But I think go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, I kind of get where you're going with it. Like, I guess what would kind of keep me interested in a comic would be, or in a storyline would be something maybe similar to what you're saying. Some kind of struggle for a species to survive, right? And then like some kind of struggle, like you say. So like The Walking Dead kind of has that end of the world apocalyptic, zombie. Everybody kind of thinks of zombies and shit, just like joking, jokingly, but yeah, like I think I mean, like The Walking Dead probably would be actually like a good example.
Yeah, because like if it's the end of the world, there's only so many people around. What are you going to do? How are you going to use the resources around you? That to me, that's what made The Walking Dead the huge hit, because it fit with everyone. Everyone could like sit there and ponder that and find it interesting.
Yeah, I did follow The Walking Dead for a while, but I kind of got to a point after a few seasons where I felt like there should have been more information given on what actually caused like the zombie apocalypse. Like they should have talked more about the strain. There should have been something more, like some more answers given. Like I just kind of felt that there was a lot of unknown information and we just got stuck in these long drama timelines.
Yeah.
For like a long period of time. Yeah, and it kind of felt like you can anticipate what was about to happen with the occasional episode where it was like a shock and awe of like, oh my God, they took a main character out. Like that was always kind of there. But it was just like these interpersonal dramas just lasted so long. They were predictable. You knew what was going to happen. And I felt a lot of episodes, I'm like, okay, come on. Like if I could fast forward right here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you're totally right. I think that killed the series, was like the lack of knowing what was going on in the rest of the world, how the strain happened, and we got bogged down by, which one of Maggie's boyfriends is dead today,
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like after season 2, they had a great platform going, and then after season 2, I don't know if the writers changed, but you're like you said, it was just repeating of the same thing. You had the governor. Okay, that was interesting. Then you got Negan. It's the same exact thing.
Right.
He just doesn't. They didn't get fresh with their ideas. Like I think they were trying to do like a Game of Thrones thing, but if you follow Game of Thrones, it's always evolving in that storyline. You don't know what's going to happen, and I think they missed an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is too, they're trying to follow the comic book loosely. The comic books, like I'm not sure how far ahead. When the Negan thing came out, I had already read that in the comic books, but they did it slightly differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the appeal for me, to see how they would interpret it into the show, and then it went so far into, all these people's backstory or what these extra storylines that weren't even in the comics, that just made it drag, man.
Oh
yeah. Like even if they had something, like even if they kept aligned with the comics, but they threw in a couple of little like, Black Hawks fly in the background, like they find like something, you know what I mean? Like,
totally. Trying to solve the problem. They just tried to survive. And I think that just got boring after a while because nothing new was happening.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, when they get to where they are in the comic books now, if they ever do, because the shows are on thin ice lately, from what I know. Mm-hmm. I haven't read the comic books in about a year or something like that, or just under a year. But they were in touch with somebody by radio in a different part of the world.
Hmm.
I'm not sure.
So that would have been that would have been a great addition. And like you were saying, like seeing some military activity, and
it
would have piqued a lot more interest.
Yeah.
Right. You know, like to think, oh my God, like what else is happening? Where did that come from? What is it? Even if they drop these little subtle introductions of something that got your mind thinking beyond, you know, the drama theme or like the drama line, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but the whole kingdom with the Ezekiel, I think his name was. Honestly, that was the cheesiest thing. I think he's in the book. I don't know, but I just got that character totally turned me off when I started watching that. I was like, this is so cheesy.
And that's the thing. I mean, that fit in the on paper, you know, but it didn't translate well to the TV at all.
And like,
well, they did it completely differently too.
In the junkyard, like how long? It's only been going on for a couple of years, and these people in this junkyard can't even speak complete sentences. I'm like, how has the English language devolved at that point so quickly already?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This kind of got weird with all those different factions, I think, in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The junkyard people, I don't think were in the comic books.
No, I don't remember them either. No, they added that, and they added like the Amazon women or whatever. You know.
Oh yeah.
They added that too, which was another storyline that went nowhere.
Yeah, I didn't. At least in the season 2, they had the CDC. You know, that little part. You're like, oh, they're getting ready to do something. And I don't know about you, but I think Shane. I know he got killed in the book, but his character was one of the best characters in the show. I thought
he was.
Yeah, definitely, he was. Yeah. They could almost do a spin-off series with just Shane, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Shane, the Punisher.
Well, it's the Punisher now. That's the spin-off.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, hold on a sec. We got somebody in the chat here. Lorenzo Selikdak. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. He says he was new to comics when I first saw diversity in comics and comic posters. I heard about my channel, Kross Comics, a good dog press. Comicsgate has the potential to bring in all sorts of new people. Yes, it does. And that is cool. Bringing in all sorts of new people into comic books, you know, and that's what we want to do. Bring in all sorts of new people. And thanks for commenting on this. I know we've gotten a little bit off topic, but it's good talking to other creators and just talking in general with them too. You know, you getting to know them as a person. Kevin here. That way you can get a feel for his writing or whatever, him as a person. Okay, now that I've read my chat, I guess we can go back out to. No, we were talking about what's the name of it? Walking Dead. But then there's the new one. Well, it's not so new now. Is Fear the Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think about that when it came out?
I was apprehensive about the show, but then I watched the first season, and it was actually really interesting to watch. But I actually haven't watched the second season. I don't get to watch a whole lot of TV, but
they're into like the 3rd or 4th season for that.
Oh.
So
that tells you.
I like the beginning. I like to see how LA fell. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that was about it. I mean, again, it gets too wrapped up in the interpersonal drama for me.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's sort of part of the problem with, you know, having the zombie apocalypse and the way that you're saying earlier, you know, it ends up being more drama, not about the zombies. It's about survival. So survival's going to have drama.
Like the zombies are the smallest part of the whole show. You have to have strong characters to keep people attached to the show. And I feel like that's where they started dropping off. It's like, well, yeah, it's drama at that point. It's like, oh, this is not very interesting. I could watch this anywhere else, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like zombies is a good genre, but I don't think it works as a series as much as it should. You know, I think that's why zombie movies are good, but the TV shows, they kind of lack, you know? I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I don't even watch The Walking Dead anymore. I didn't even finish season 8. I haven't even watched season 9. I've just given up on it.
Yeah, I think I watched about the first couple episodes of season 9. I'm not sure where I left off. Shortly after Carl died.
Yeah, I think I got disinterested after the 3-hour Carl death scene where he gave like a 45-minute monologue while he was dying. Okay. I'm being preached to by a 15-year-old kid. Okay, I'm done.
What is it? Carl.
Coral.
Yeah. Coral, no.
No Coral.
I think this
I'm glad they killed him. I didn't see it, but I'm still glad they killed him. I wasn't a big Carl fan.
No, I wouldn't either.
Did you guys ever get into Breaking Bad, that other AMC show?
Yeah, I got through about 6 seasons of that show. It was really good.
Yeah, Breaking Bad was pretty good.
Yeah.
See, that would be a good line of comics. It's something like, more of a modern day crime gangster storyline.
Yeah.
I mean, something that's real hardcore like that would be a blast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys ever read there's one book like that. It's called Stray Bullets by David Lapham. And that one, it took place in the storyline was set in the 80s. And in Baltimore, and it had to do with some mafia family up in Baltimore, and one of the boss's girlfriends and her best friend and her boyfriend rip them off, steal a bunch of money, and they're on the run, and it's this really intense crime story after that. And it's been running off and on for like the last decade, but the artist and writer was never really into heavily promoting it, and that's where it kind of dropped. He's just kind of like wanted to do his own thing. But I think there's definitely a market for that. That would be some good stuff.
Was that an Image book, or was that a Dark Horse book?
Originally, it was just El Capitan. He did his own print back in like 96, 98. And then Image is printing it now and he's got another storyline going called Sunshine and Roses. Stray Bullets, Sunshine and Roses.
Okay.
Okay, we got Avid Comic Reader says, "Whoa, great Hellboy."
All right.
And he says, "I watched 3 episodes of season 1 and didn't like it. I think that's for Fear the Walking Dead." And then he put this after you mentioned Breaking Bad, and he said, "It's okay, Kross." I think basically Breaking Bad. I haven't seen Breaking Bad myself. And Rizzy Lee says, "I couldn't stand Carl or Lori." Laugh out loud.
Yeah. Lori, I don't think you were supposed to like Lori.
If you want to jump in too, Riz, you got the thing for it. So
yeah, that's a killer Hellboy, man. That's really awesome.
Yeah, this is going out to JP4, who was in the chat for a little while. I just did a promo for some new subscribers. The first 3 people who came in, and I was just going to do a drawing for them. So I've got this one for JP, and then I'll grab my Batman real quick. I think it's flat now. I did so much ink on this page that it curled up.
Oh, the traditional medium nightmares.
I know. Right?
I think that's why I don't do traditional anymore. I'm not confident enough.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So there's the Batman. We did a drawing quartered where we're doing it in like the Sin City artist, Frank Miller, doing it in his style.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't see all the pictures, but I saw that come up on Twitter.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that one was fun, man. But yeah, there's a lot of ink and white, bleed-proof white on here. So this thing, it's been under a book for about a week, and it's not curled anymore. So I think I'm ready to ship it without it getting all funky.
Frank Miller, it's a simple style, but it's hard at the same time. It looks simple, I should say, but it's deceptively
simple.
Yes. You got to know how to balance the negative and the black and the whites. It's hard. He did an excellent job with it.
And then, his brush strokes, it all looks so sloppy, but he's got a really good plan before he's laying down ink.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. But it's a very unique style, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun to do. And this one I did in 2 hours, so I was pretty stoked. I mean, wow. I see all kinds of flaws, but yeah, I thought it came out pretty well.
Yeah, it looks good, man. I mean, I think it has to have a little bit of just the flaws in it because that's just part of the character,
Yeah, it does. I mean, it does. You can't really even tell. I mean, unless you drew it, I mean,
yeah, it looks great from here.
Thanks, man.
That's a lucky winner right there to get that piece. Is that what size is that?
11 by 17.
How are you going to ship that?
I'm going to use a mailer and put cardboard on either side of it.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Keep it from getting beat up. I may actually ship it out after the Christmas rush, so there's less of a chance of it getting all jacked up.
That's a good point. That's a good point right there. Those postal workers, they don't play.
No, man,
Yeah.
they're hustling right now to get stuff out. So I'm just thinking this will get jacked up. So I don't want to do a super heavy mailer because really, I mean, I'm not getting paid for this, so I don't want to spend like $10 on shipping. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. What I did is when I ship something same size, I cut up some foam board that you get from the dollar store for $1.50.
Oh, there you go.
I've done that a couple times.
Cut it to the size, put the piece of paper in between.
Perfect fit.
There you go.
And the dollar store has those plastic, like 12 by 18 bubble wrap envelopes too, like $1. You can't beat that.
No, that's a good idea. All right, avid comic reader says I got to get going. It was fun dropping in. See ya. Take it easy, bud.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. So, what size is that? Is that an 8.5 by 11 Hellboy?
No, close. It's 9 by 12.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just bought this just to do the draw and quarter contest because I was going through my large paper on it, and it takes way too long. You think 2 hours is a lot of time, but
you start slapping ink on a page like that, you're going to put in some hours. That's for sure.
Yeah. Exactly. So
when I started the draw and quarter too, I was doing the big pages, like 11 by 17 almost, and I shrunk it down to like I think 9 by 12.
I've been seeing a lot of people who do that. I just looked at some other campaigns like Kickstarter, Indiegogo. A lot of them were doing 11 by 17 prints, but the shipping cost was ridiculous with all the other stuff they were sending out. So it seems like a lot of them have dropped down like the 6.5 by 10 or something that could fit in with a comic book mailer. What do y'all think about that?
I think you need to have it all together, and what the more you could save yourself on buying different type of packages, So if you could have something fit in with your book, that's probably your best bet. I mean, because the T-shirt is a separate deal altogether, right?
So it is. There's a T-shirt by itself, but then the $70 you get a T-shirt with the book and all the other stuff. And the print size. Do you feel like you would be getting changed? It's not super big.
No, because really, you go to conventions, most head sketches are not done on full sheet of comic pages.
True. Yeah.
They're usually done on a small one. I mean, it's bigger than, definitely not a sketch card. Because if you did a sketch card, then you'd be shortchanging people without telling them you're doing a sketch card.
Yeah.
But even if you do, something that would fit inside the same mailer, like I was saying, I mean, 8.5 by 11, right? I don't even know what's the size of a comic book. Jeez Louise.
It's like 10 something by 6.25, I think. I could be off by a couple, maybe of an inch.
Yeah. So what? You 5 by 6?
No. The print would actually be the same size as the comic.
Okay.
And I've got a Brazilian artist that's superior. His name is Alan Goldman, Allan Goldman. If you're on Facebook, look him up.
Okay.
Man is a beast. He is a beast. But he is actually, I've commissioned him to do a piece that's going to be the high quality print that goes in the $70 package. I wanted to give someone a really nice, like awesome, epic print.
Right on. All right. No, yeah, that sounds like a plan, man. No, you're not going to shortchange anyone. I think actually, if you're going to do an extra large print, that should be a different perk.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking too, because of the shipping aspect of it. But I think for me, I mean, I've done a couple conventions over the years, and I mean, 11 by 17 prints are actually, to me personally, are just too gaudy. They're too big. If you wanted to frame it,
you can't. Yeah, you can't. You have to go get custom framing.
Yeah.
So then you add another cost onto your customer.
Yeah, exactly. And most people, I don't know about you, but the prints that I've got from shows, they're just sitting on a table. I haven't even got them mounted. I think if you give them something small enough, they have a possible frame already available. They might do something with it, or it's just it's a side perk to the book to me. So I just wanted to give a little bit extra for the pledge.
Oh yeah.
I did go all out for the sketch cards though. I had actual sketch cards custom made from Kablam. I didn't realize they did sketch cards, but
no, I didn't know they did that. Okay.
I was just looking around, kind of looking at stuff, and I'll be honest with you, they sent me the cards, and I love them. They look so good.
So they have the logo on them?
Logo, everything on it. It's I've actually may have a link up on Twitter for them. Got so much stuff. Let's see.
Yeah, I was asking other people about like why aren't people using Kablam to do their books?
I don't know. I mean, Kablam is kind of like, I don't know if they're the industry standard, but you know, they've been around for almost 10 years that I know of.
Yeah, they have. They've been around a while.
Did that come through there in the chat there?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, Draw and Talk are saying Kablam is expensive. There's one reason. So if you're doing bulk, you're killing yourself.
Yeah.
You won't be able
hope we're not boring you too much, Survival.
Yeah, no, I'm just here doing something else in the background while I'm listening to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna bounce, but it was great meeting you guys. Great having a chat here tonight. So thank you for having me in here, and
no problem. Anytime.
Best of luck, and I'll talk to you guys again. All right, bye-bye.
Take it easy. See you, Survival.
Okay,
appreciate it. So like the Kablam, I got 100 cards for $38 shipped. I didn't think that was too bad.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Draw and Talk. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll send you a link if you want to come in. I think I just followed you. He says he's been working on different prints. I've been working with different printers, and if this dude in China does good on his promise, we're talking $3 per copy of a graphic novel. Cool. Kross Comics.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
Kross Comics at Comics Kross /.
I sent you a DM, Bill. Did you? I'm sure you got that. But when they sent me a sample package of all the stuff they do, they got really good quality work. I'm pretty impressed with what they're doing currently. I'm sorry, I'm making all this noise here. But
okay,
no problem.
Just got it from you. Cool.
Okay. I'm probably going to change it up because they sent me a dummy made up, and I'm thinking about doing the Apollo title with the UV coating on it to kind of make it pop off a little bit more. But their pricing I couldn't beat their pricing. So I'm definitely going to go with them, and they're really easy to work with. They're great communication so far. I've been talking to them for about a month and a half now, and they sent me this information, no charge, just to me, willing to work with me on the price and everything. So we'll see how they come out, in the end when they do print the book. Hopefully it'll be as good as the dummy.
Yeah, and there's always a concern there, when you can. But what are you gonna do? You gotta give it a shot, right?
Yeah. Well, the book they sent me, they hand bound it, and it looks okay. It looks like it's it's been read before, but they said don't worry, when we do perfect binding, it's going to be done by machines. So it'll be a lot more quality. And they sent me the book of what it will look like. They're professional books, and it looks really good. So,
okay.
Well, and that's another reason why getting to know more people in the community, so you can get some feedback, see if anyone's been using them yet before you drop your money there.
Oh yeah.
Draw and Talk. As you can see, there's where I am. Kross Comics at Comics Kross.
Comics
Also,
_Kross.
yes. Also, if you go down in the description here a little bit, right there's a link to my Twitter.
I'm gonna subscribe to you. Oh, I am now, buddy. I can't believe I wasn't subscribed to you, Kross Comics. I apologize.
Oh, who's that? Bill?
That was me.
Oh.
Did that picture I sent in the chat ever come through of the sketch cards?
I don't know. Don't think so.
How am I doing? I'm in the group chat for some reason. I guess it's not showing up.
Okay.
Yeah, the links are in there.
Okay.
Wait, okay, I got a link to your Twitter.
Okay, it should be. It's the picture on the left, the first one at the top. It's with the sketch cards.
Those look awesome. Okay.
Yeah, the back of them are glossy, and they got like a bit of a texture to them, and then the front, of course, is just the regular sketch card. But yeah, they came out. They look so much better in person than that stupid Instagram filter on the picture there. But yeah, I was impressed with them. They did a good job. Super quick too. I think I had them like within a week and a half, maybe, of getting ordered.
Yeah, here, I'll share this with you guys. You see that now?
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was impressed with it. They do good work.
Yeah, those look great.
Hey, thanks for the invite, dude.
Hey, Tyler.
No problem.
Yeah.
What up?
Okay, I'm also going to add you to my big list of people that I send out a link whenever I'm going live.
Yeah, you just let me know. Typically during the days I can't. I have my day job, but and typically most nights I can't either because I either have my own stream or I'm with my wife, but she doesn't get off work for another hour, so I'm free.
Yeah.
And
like I said, I send it. If you can come, you can come. If you can't, you can't. You know.
No, I like that you do that.
You know. And,
yeah, absolutely. So, Drawn Talk, Tyler, former champion of the fan edition.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Nothing. Thanks, guys. Yeah, no, I'm just. I sent out all my Kickstarter rewards the last 2 weeks, and today I gotta draw my first comic book page in like 3 weeks, so that felt good. But I'm with that, the printing though, like my books that I'm sending out to people, like my crowdfundings, they're all 122 or plus page books.
Okay.
So I'm hoping and I don't want to say this person's name until it works out, but if in January I already have another graphic novel that's finished. It's gonna be Indiegogo'd in like September, but I'm going to send the guy the files in January in China. And he said he can get me $3 per copy.
That's pretty good.
And if he can really do that, this guy might be a hoax, but if he can do it, I think it's going to be very valuable for the indie comic community. Being able to save on such costs and then also selling it, we could make money.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think the turnaround time is from getting the file to him to having it back in stateside?
Who knows? He shouts a good game.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, I used to do. I worked for an industrial fastener company, and I used to source all my materials in China. And there's the risk factor, with dealing with charlatans, man.
He's like. He's saying, your shipping is gonna be free, and I'm like, from China, you're gonna give me free shipping?
Dude, that's a red flag. I don't want to. I have no. Sorry, I'm just hearing you, and I'm just spouting off. So I'll just stop.
No. But here's the thing. That's why I say I don't want to say his name. I'm not gonna promote his business until I have physical proof that he can deliver. Without any red flag moments.
So what I did is I would go and get list of completed jobs of other clients, and then I would research them and talk to them and find out how the quality of the material that they got, did they follow through? Were there any changes on the quotes after the job was already issued? Did they ask? What I'm saying is did they ask for more money once he already got the job started?
So get this, his very first client, he's only had one client.
Yeah.
And it already went to crap.
Oh.
But he phone called me while it was going to crap from China.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, this is what really went on. And it's both people, he made mistakes. The creator made mistakes. And so I was like, listen, I want to print. I will print 5 books with you. 5 at the price you were giving me. And then you said you're going to give me free shipping, which to me is bonkers. And if you get me those books at that price, and if they're good quality, I will promote you and I will use you for my next Indiegogo. If at any point you say, hey, I need this amount of money, we're done. Mm-hmm. Like the moment you try to screw me over, because I mean, I've used Kablam, I've used Comics Wellspring, I used a different printer for my Kickstarter, and they did great. But I mean, you can't beat $3 for a graphic novel.
It's that old adage, man. If it sounds too good,
it's
it usually is.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyler, I'll send you the contact information for the China company in China that's printing my book that actually might beat what you got from him.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They've already sent me the sample of their books they print. They sent me a dummy of my book in like 10 pages, and the rest of them blank to kind of show me what it looks like being printed. And, it looks pretty good.
You satisfied?
Yeah. And this is actually not as good as it will be when they actually machine bind it, because they hand bound this dummy.
Gotcha.
But they sent me what it would look like and different printing options for my book, like what it will look when it's actually done correctly.
Yeah, let me know. Like for my next 2 Indiegogos, I will be using the same printer I was using, just because this guy, like we really custom, like the size is different, and I just want them to like all like look the same, since it's like a 3-part graphic novel series. Mm-hmm. But for my future ones, I'm totally down to figure out. I mean, even that guy still gave me a great price per book. But yeah, we as indie comic creators need to find ways to make like good money. It's possible.
Yeah, we can't have the razor thin margins. It just. Yeah. I mean, then it just becomes a hobby. It's not a business,
Exactly. You have to think.
We're not going to have the mass shipping. We're not going to be selling, 20,000, 30,000, 60,000 books, because with the razor thin margin, how are you going to support yourself to push these through?
Hey, we don't work for Marvel. We actually need money. We actually need our books to be successful.
And people get angry. They're like, why is the cost of your book so expensive for me to buy? Marvel and DC. It's like, well, I'm not Marvel and DC. I don't have their printing prices. Like, I've got to print this book. I got to ship it to you. I got to get all the packaging to you. Like, I'm trying to, and if I make $5 off of that, like, come on, help me out.
Yeah. I don't get to buy envelopes in bulk. I don't get to, get a deal on shipping because I'm doing it in bulk. When you do everything in bulk, prices per unit shrinks.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys know who Jake Parker is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he actually lives like 5 minutes away from me.
Oh, that's right. You live in Utah, don't you?
Yeah. And I was watching one of his videos, like how he was pricing his Kickstarter to make money. And he was just like, and each of the books are going to be $4 a piece. I'm going to sell it this. And I was trying to wrap my head around how he got like his book to like $4 like a hardcover.
Yeah.
And finally, like, I went to some event, he was there, and I was like, Jake, I have just been trying to like get this through my brain. How are you doing this? He goes, oh, I ordered 10,000. and like he's already sold most of them. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. Can't do 10,000 like that. But I mean, if you can grow a fan base like that, I mean, you absolutely can. He also ships them out all by himself.
I see. I just don't see. I saw his last video of him in his front porch and like 20,000 books sitting on his. I was like, crazy, that's insane. How do you have a day job? There's no way.
Well, he doesn't. That's his.
I know
what he does, right?
He's the lucky one. He don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. But if you're selling 20,000 copies of your book, or even 10,000, hopefully you're making a pretty penny.
Well, I think
so you don't need a day job.
I watched his first series of Kickstarter books, and he said the one thing that got him was the shipping.
Mm-hmm.
He said he like ate his lunch on the shipping. I was like, yeah, that's where I don't want to be at.
Well, that's the other thing is no one's hitting those numbers yet. I mean, no one is. So they're still we're still not hitting all the audience we can.
Yeah, that's true. He's been doing it for over like a decade, hasn't he?
He's been doing it for a while. I mean, he was working on an animation studio. He does children's books. He does a lot of crap. He has a lot of different like revenue sources. He has like his podcast. He has his he owns like an online art class you can like subscribe to, and they teach classes. Mm-hmm. I mean, he has his Inktober sponsors, which are probably off the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure you've probably heard of Jason Brubaker as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's great to follow. I love his stuff. He is super, super helpful.
Another couple guys that are good to follow. They're all friends with these guys. Is Andy Serkis and Kevin Kross.
I love Kevin Kross. I watched his 100 Days of Comics. For all his videos are so good.
Yeah, and Serkis is part of that group. He's not as big as the other guys, but he pushes content more than they do. It's Circworks Labs.
Oh yeah. I've seen his stuff.
Yeah,
I love his setup. He's got a great like stage for his art. I love.
I know, man. He's so campy, dude.
It feels like it should be on PBS.
It totally. He reminds me of the guy who used to be on PBS doing those drawings of sci-fi stuff.
Oh, do you remember
and spaceships and all that?
Oh, you're talking about The Secret City,
right? Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that show.
That's who Andy reminds me of, man.
Yep, he sure does.
Oh, so what are you guys doing to build your fan base? I always ask this to like people I'm meeting. What are you guys doing to build your fan base?
I have no fan base.
Tell me your secrets.
I mean, my Twitter following has jumped up considerably in the past 3 or 4 months. That's just been interacting on Twitter and sharing content. Mm-hmm. But honestly, my fan base is so low. I need to do what everybody else is doing and create a YouTube channel and post a lot of content there. I think that's probably the biggest thing you could do from watching everybody else.
Yeah. Well, mine's, putting up stuff. I do like live stream a minimum of 1 live stream, like 6 days a week. So Monday to Friday, I'm usually doing 2, and then I'm on usually somebody else's at least once a day.
Yeah, you stream a lot. You stream a lot, dude. I've noticed.
Unfortunately, I live with my mom, and I'm trying to do my whole comic thing. So I've been trying to do it for years, and this seems to be getting a way to get me noticed.
Yeah, are you seeing a subscriber growth?
Not as much as I'd like. I've got to get on in the big boys, rooms and promote the heck out of myself. Like when I first started this, I went into the like Ethan's chatter mics, and I just before I'd get in there before they start it or after they end, or either be there when they end it and say, hey, if it's before, you're waiting for Mike to start, go check out my channel in another tab, or after they're done. It says, since Ethan is done, why not check out Kross Comics?
Hey, that's how you gotta do it, though, right? I hate talking. I don't know. I talk too much, but I feel like I don't talk about. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I don't promote myself very well. That's how I think. I suck at it.
And then the other thing I'm starting to do is do the interviews with people like Kevin. Bring on other creators. Promote people other than myself. Not make it all about me. Make it about the community.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be what Doug and everybody else did. They got such a huge following so quickly, was doing it about the community, interacting with them on YouTube and Twitter. It seems like that goes hand in hand almost.
Heck, 2 of the first people I started bringing on a regular basis, they've now got bigger followings than me.
Who's that?
Good Dog Press, Manny, and John Dillard Gaming the System.
Okay.
Although he did get really lucky one night when he was doing a live stream. Ethan and John Malin were both in it. It came out to his panel, and tweeted out that they were on there. Mm. So that doesn't hurt.
Dude, that YouTube algorithm's hard though. Like YouTube, you don't get like a URL until you have 100 subscribers, and then they won't even promote your. And then after that, once you get your URL, they won't really promote your channel until you hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And so it's getting that first 100, so then you can name your channel and feel official, and then YouTube won't even show people your channel until maybe you get to 1,000, hopefully, unless someone randomly stumbles upon your videos.
It seems like it seems like it's backwards. I mean, it seems like you want to get as much exposure to everybody, but I guess it's limited, on the YouTube page, I suppose.
Yeah, we got some things here. The Twix Draw says, "Yo, I finished that painting earlier. It was sad." Okay. She's got a small YouTube channel and was doing a painting on it earlier. I saw part of it, not all of it, because her phone was acting up on her. I think she got a phone call too. Though it turned out to be better than she expected. And Lorenzo Sleekstock says, "I learned about new channels from watching other channels as well as through interacting with YouTubers in chat." And Argo says, "At Twixstraw, you did it, but you did it." So, yeah, it's just getting out there, promoting yourself, and then, then bringing on people into your panel who are bigger than you, you, Draw. Because then hopefully you'll tweet out that you're on here and talking.
So what's funny is I had John Malin on my show, and man, did that episode not get as many views as the episode after his, which was with Heather Antos.
Oh, he did one with Heather Antos, huh?
Yeah, I did one with Heather Antos.
Well.
And it was funny. I was just like, "Don't worry, John. You're gonna get way more views than Heather, but Heather's got way more views than his."
Well, that's got that insinuated drama aspect to it. They were wanting to see that cat fight.
Yeah, dude, she was really awesome to talk to. I actually had a really good time talking with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's really nice. I'm sure. I think it's one of those on social media, everyone's a dick, but if you were to really just talk with someone, you'd realize that you're probably you could be best friends.
We're all people, and the internet does not human well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that. I'm gonna remember that. The internet does not human well.
Yeah, and I kind of stole that from Richard Meyer, because that's one thing he says is he's always SJWs don't know how to human, and honestly, when I looked at it, I was like, man, Twitter is not human. It's just the internet. It's a fake personality. So I don't know. For me, for promoting myself, I'm not, and it's kind of intentional right now. I'm so heavy laden with family stuff and work that once January comes around, it'll be a new scene, a new season, and then I'll get into it. I do a lot of marketing professionally now, just with my career, and so. And I'll just start dropping. And I've been studying what other people have done, people with successful Instagrams, Elliot. And Elliot was all about hashtagging everything right, seeing what pops up on his feed and using the right thing there, and then just puking all your work up on Instagram. You just keep on throwing it up on there, putting it on there again, and then hashtagging the heck out of it. And anytime someone searches for something, it just starts popping up, and then people subscribe if your work's any good, or at least interesting. So there's always that limitation. I mean, if you can't cut the mustard, you're not gonna gain the following,
And you gotta play the rules. My job is social media marketing strictly.
Okay. Yeah.
And my bosses are just let's do it this way. And I'm like, you do realize that that's not how you do it. You can't just post something on Instagram. You have to be very thought out if you want to succeed. And they're just throw it up there. And I'm like, no, give me an hour to research the hashtags to see what's gonna get us noticed. And then they post it by themselves. Then they yell at me, how come we only got 10 likes? I'm like, because you didn't do it right.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I mean, I've only really started getting into this, online type of activity and pushing my work since like November. And all I've been doing is studying and taking notes and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And like, I haven't really created any YouTube content because honestly, what's the point without having a flashy banner, without having a good intro, without having like the 30-second, spiel about who I am and what I'm doing, and then otherwise it's just like, some boring junk, me drawing, there's no point. I'm wasting my time unless I'm doing it with intent and with purpose. And like you said, following the rules and duplicating other people's successes, it's just like any other enterprise. You take what one person has done successfully and duplicate it, So like with Twitter, I was really involved when I first got on it back in 2007, and then totally dropped just because whatever. I just decided I was so busy at work. I mean, for like the last like decade, I'd worked like 14 hours a day almost, So now I've changed gears, started a new business, but that starts in like another month. And once that happens, then I'll go for it. But I'm spending these 2 months prepping. So I'm going to prep for like 2 months, studying how to get people's attention, studying like the hashtag, studying what people are doing on their Indiegogos and seeing which ones are successful for no names. I mean, given if you're a popular personality and you're a popular artist, you have such a better in than I have. Even though I've been drawing my whole life, I have no resonance when it comes to anyone's, my public persona. It doesn't resonate with anybody. So who are the people that have killed it? I look at like Kyung, with Battle Made in Knuckle.
It's a big name. It's a hard name.
I know. With a Battle Made in Knuckle Bomb. Why did his kill it? Because he drew some sexy ladies, right? That's it. I mean, that's what got him attention, right? And he was unabashed about it. And he was also, his drawings were not overtly just, dirty. They were appealing. Mm-hmm. They weren't distasteful. They were appealing. And then his personality was humble and honest and very, easygoing. And it wasn't distasteful or unappealing. So what I've noticed is really to capture a good audience is you can draw attractive ladies. You can draw intense action scenes or so on and so forth. But you want to be sure that your persona is very appealing to all audiences. Like,
he's very consistent in what he is. Like when you watch his videos or you see him, you're expecting to see him like draw, but you're also expecting to see some like ladies around his desk.
Okay, yeah. You're echoing there.
But then like with oh my gosh, Earthbound. So he was very successful, and he was also not represented, before. I mean, he didn't have any media personality, comic person. No one knew him from anybody, but he had a unique style. But not only did he have a unique style, is like when he's online, he's very polite, he's very agreeable, and he's introspective, and he brings up good questions and points out good things. So he's very engaged in whoever he's working with, and what they're doing. And by talking to other people about their product and asking pertinent questions, it actually shows that he's an intelligent person and does his due diligence, and then you can expect a higher quality of product from someone like that.
Yeah. You want to know what boomer thing I did accidentally?
Yeah, I saw you delete something there. Did you put the Hangout link in there?
Yeah, that's the Hangout link in the description.
I was gonna say we're gonna have another like with the other guy who just showed up out of nowhere. Where did he come from? That was kind of
weird. How did we pull that one off? I didn't realize. I didn't share that link. Okay, that wasn't me.
No, me either. The guy was like, "So what are you into?" He's like, "I'm into MMA and building trucks." Do you like comic books? No, I really haven't read a comic book in like
that is the wonderment of the internet right there.
No, dude, guys, my stream was getting hacked like 2 weeks ago because I was getting some random Swedish people in the chat like, "Yo, does anyone else like to have sex with like 5'9" girls?"
What?
And we're just like,
oh,
do you read, and like, do you read comics? They go, what are those? They go, yeah, like, get out. Like, why are you?
It's Russian collusion.
It is, man.
Yeah. But I just know, I'm like, I was going to go put his Indiegogo on Kevin's Indiegogo in the thing. And I'm like, what the? That's not the right link. They should be there.
You know what though, with the YouTube, I like that you said that you're not just gonna like do like you're gonna like have a plan. I get most of my subscribers off my second YouTube vid I ever made. Third, it has like almost 3,000 views.
What is it?
It just says how to write a comic book script.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah, because what you're doing is you put in something that's a search that everyone's going to key in and search. Mm-hmm. So if I like had my title like how to draw Spider-Man, you know, I'd get so many hits off that.
Yeah, and I make sure that all my titles are like searchable.
Exactly.
And then I put a thumbnail. I make a custom thumbnail on it. Try to make it look appealing. It takes like, you know, it's an extra like, you know, 20, 30 minutes of maybe thinking ahead.
So there's actually sites that will catalog YouTube searches, you know. So and I haven't looked that up in a while. Actually, that's back when I was in marketing like 10 years ago. I used to do that for this industrial fastener or company that I worked for, so that we would get hits on our website because all we sold was non-threaded industrial fasteners. I mean, you got to imagine that's not a huge market, right? But it's a multi-million-dollar market. But in order to get the right searches, we would make sure that we would put our titles on our web pages would be what people are searching for.
Yeah. If you can market that product, that niche of a market, you should have no problem doing a comic book.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, and honestly, comic books have a lot less customers, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, that is true. Right. I mean, looking at like Richard Meyer, you know, he had the drama and the YouTube channel going on, and that kind of, I think, helped boost his base. But the money he made off that campaign, and didn't he say he did Jawbreakers before this, and it made like no money on his campaign.
And he did hire better artists too, which is another thing too. So
yeah, but it does help to have John Malin's name on your book.
It does help, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard though.
Yeah.
It's a good book. I'm still waiting.
To you, Kevin.
What's that?
I said I'm now subscribed to you.
Thank you, sir.
You've now got 10 subscribers.
I'm on my way. I can see the top of the mountain.
You know what's really tempting though, and I've thought about going down this road. I might probably wonder what you guys think as well. Is it the channels that I've seen really grow fast are the ones that are all about drama because people want to listen to that.
Well, and that's exactly what I don't want to do. So
exactly.
Yeah. I can't. I don't have time for that, man. I'm a father. I have children. I'm married. That's more important. In that drama, I don't want that bugging out my family life. I don't want to be.
It gets so many views though.
Yeah,
it does. But you know, that's everything on TV is reality TV, and it's always some kind of garbage. You know,
but if you look at
it's all fluff.
But if you look at guys,
that's why I don't want drama on this channel. I know I got kids and not watching. I don't need that.
But if you look at like Brubaker and Parker, there's no drama.
No,
they don't get involved in any of that, and they're the two of the most successful people in our business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who do it independent. Everything's like social media, and they're killing it. They also have an incredible work experience and work history, but that only assists their craft. It doesn't assist their presence. You know. So it's a matter of being, you know, a respectable person. I think it is a harder road to go, but for me personally, the payout, that's just the way I got to go.
I think you build a solid fan base doing that. Whereas with you doing the drama stuff, you got the people there just for the quick action. You know, they may not necessarily commit to you as buying your product, you know, down the line. They'd be flaky and just like, oh, they're boring now, I'm done with them. Jason and Jake, they have that fan base that's like they say 1,000 people. You need 1,000 people, right, to live off them basically for a career, right?
Yeah.
They've got that tenfold. You know, they've got people that will just continue to buy their products for years and years and years. I'm not saying these other guys don't either, but it seems like their fluctuated fan base just is there for the excitement and the drama.
Well, for me, it turns me off. I mean, like I used to enjoy watching that Umbrella guy. I can't watch him anymore. You know, because I just can't. It's just too much.
At some point, you run out of outrage, but you realize your channel's built all on drama and outrage. Now you gotta start finding reasons to be outraged.
That's what I was trying to say in my over-explained.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I hear you.
Thought process there.
Because then we become what we don't want and what we're against in the first place.
Exactly.
Just fabricated drama.
Preach.
You know.
Or TMZ.
Lorenzo
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. Lorenzo says, I watched this channel for a break from drama. Grizzly Lee says, same here, Lorenzo. Vane says, this is way too much drama there's way too much drama between Kross Comics and Good Dog Press. Ain't no drama as far as I'm concerned.
Sometimes you got to clean the palate, a little ginger, you know, for the sushi. You know, this is what you use.
Yeah.
So Kross Comics to clean that palate.
Yeah.
You know,
go ahead.
No, I was like, when I was at work, when I was at my other job, and I would see Kross Comics live streaming, and then I'd see another Comicsgate person live streaming, and I don't really like align myself with Comicsgate or anything, but like I'm sympathetic at the movement. But I'll see another one of those guys be streaming, and it's just like, guess what just happened today? I watched Kross Comics because I know I'm at the moment I get there, it's just gonna be like, and then this happened. And then this happened, and can you believe this? It's like, yes, I can believe that. Like, they're human. Like,
yeah,
it's petty, and it's like it's what we don't want. I feel like we're becoming what we don't want to become.
I mean, we get it on Twitter already.
You do realize I'm Kross Comics. Right?
No, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather watch your stream over the drama.
Okay, just because you said you watched Kross Comics and this happened and that happened. So like, you give me
Kross Comics is the Jerry Springer of comic shows. Results are in. This is not your comic. I think that's why I like Doug's channel. Doug's channel is
so clean.
Yeah, it's clean.
Yeah.
And it's got the conversation, the content, and he still does his art. And it's an interesting show. You know, I think his stuff's really good. I love Doug.
He's kind of leaning off the live streams lately.
Well, he's been doing a lot of drawing, and then bringing in his buddies, people he knows well, where they can engage really well and be entertaining. So he put that in place. He saw what's working and what wasn't working, and so he got away from the drama and the silliness, and he got away from all the people who were giving him really a goofy reputation. Because I mean, he's not. I mean, Dirty Doug was funny, but really, when it comes
gross.
He's an incredible artist.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So creative. Yeah. He's just a brilliant guy. And hey, Merry Christmas, Santa Raven. Just saw that in the chat. But so what he's done is he's brought in his friends, and they can gab for hours, you know, and they're not like you said, they're not offensive. And then Vane says, I love Tug too. I try and catch at least story time because I love his daughter's stories. They're freaking fantastic.
I don't think I've seen those.
Oh yeah, she comes in and does story time near the end of his show. So I'll like fast forward and watch the story time. And I love it when he runs the numbers and he talks about, you know, certain things that you need to think about when you're jumping into this business. But I don't want to hear about who has abused who and who's done this wrong. I can't deal with that anymore. I don't want that in my life.
Yeah. No, nobody wants drama. Well, some people do. It's just like, I don't want drama. You know, somebody wants to get in my face and get whatever. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll get back in your face, but
you don't want that. You don't want angry Rick.
Yeah. I don't, unless I have to get in somebody's face. I don't do it because it's.
No, you're right. No, because that's not a good Christian, man. You don't need to start crap, and you don't need to finish crap. You just need to, do the right thing.
Well, finish it I might do, but in a good way, hopefully. It's like, okay, I just don't need this. Get lost.
Exactly.
Yeah. You get enough of it in Twitter. I don't need it. I don't need to translate over to YouTube to watch it.
Yeah.
So
I say most of those arguments on Twitter too. So anyway,
Tyler, so what are some of the successful techniques that you've used on your channel to grow as fast as you did?
Oh, I'm not growing fast. I only have I'm 5 subscribers away from 600.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. Yeah.
All right.
That's more than any of us here.
Well, it's still not bad.
I just hit 10, so
Yeah.
I'm 20 away from 200.
30 right now, but
my 12-year-old has more subscribers than me.
yeah, see, there you go. And honestly, 15 of my 30 are all family members. So
I think
my family doesn't even follow me.
Dude, you've got problems.
You got that. Dude, you don't want. Here's the thing that you don't want your family to follow you because they're not gonna help. They're not gonna. My YouTube and my Twitter. No, I have no family and friends, like close people that I interact with face to face because they don't support me, in the way that you want them to. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if 10 of my family members subscribe today, I'd be like, great. The number looks good. It's not going to help my views. It's not going to help anything.
Right. It's so sad to think that way too, because but you're right, because they're just there to support you. They're not there for the content.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know. I think there's some unique things that could happen, but I guess in general, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, at least they can put your subs up, which in that whole algorithm that YouTube has, gets you noticed a little bit.
Whatever,
especially at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, my high. I'm looking at my channel right now. My highest views are with I had the how to write a comic book script. Part 1 and part 2. So those have 4,000 views, and everything else is in double digits after that. Okay. I mean, I'll break 100 every now and then. I had an interview with Brian Hill. You guys know him?
Nope.
Yeah.
Works for DC Comics.
Yep.
And Image.
Oh, the writer.
The writer, yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, he's cool. He has actually. There's a person who does it right. I mean, he's a positive personality. Yeah.
So I had him on the show, and 500 views, but it wasn't interview with Brian Hill, but it's how to write Batman.
Dude, that was a great show. I'm gonna check that out. Sounds
yeah,
cool.
it's how I asked him, how do you write Batman? How do you do it? He talked about it. And I don't know. I just try to make my titles and my thumbnails appealing. 3 behaviors artists should have to get more work. 3 ways you can get more work as a comic book artist. How to tell a good story. Stuff like that. And it's slow though. It's a slow growth. Here's the thing about us. We kind of picked the wrong niche.
I know.
Comics are not no one's there's no Logan Paul of comics.
Not yet.
That's a good thing.
January.
We don't need comic books creators duking it out in the ring, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we do. I don't know.
That'd be hilarious. Maybe we need that.
Right.
Maybe that will save the comic industry.
Hey, I'm good. Right. I'll throw down to sign me up.
Well, we got good dog in the panel here. Hey, Manny.
Aloha, everyone.
No, we did pick the most self-defeating industry.
The most introverted.
The most introverted. It's the top of the pyramid when it comes to geekery. We did it. We won. We're there. And honestly, but we all know that this is the most purest form of storytelling, to capture imagination and put it in front of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
We've got it over everything else. Books are okay, but comic books are better. Right? And they really are, because there's just everyone loves to draw, right? Everyone loves to,
doodle.
People love to see, unless, your whole thing is MMA and building cars, but most people like comics. Most people like stories about, having some kind of man versus some kind of antagonist, man versus nature, man versus the world. There's so many wonderful, great things about it. But yeah, Tyler, you're right. This is the the biggest hill that you have to climb. To get to the,
Hey, friendly.
It's hard.
it is.
hard.
Yo, ninja.
What's up?
We got
Ninja?
we got your friendly neighborhood ninja here.
Oh, nice. And Manny. Nice. Cool.
Sneaks up on
Manny
you.
always has cool people on his channel, so I figured I'd jump over here. Right. Cross comics for life.
Yes. If you guys don't know, although we sort of got way off topic, well, we did, but but it's part of the whole program, making it interesting. We're talking with Apollo, talking with the creator of Apollo, Chariot of Gods, Kevin Stewart, I believe.
So yeah, it's time to do another 1 minute plug, Kevin.
Yeah, tell these new guys about your comic.
All right. Apollo is our hero that's been cast into space. He's been there for 20 years. He's powerless. He's imprisoned, and he's fighting his way back to Earth to save the continent, save the country that has been taken over by terrorists and turn into a dystopian wasteland. And at the same time, he's trying to reconcile with his family he's been away from for 20 years. His son has been born and grown up and not had his father in his life, and his father is the greatest superhero the Earth's ever seen. So, it's got that internal struggles and external struggles as well. So
that's getting better, Kevin.
Yeah, that was you got better than the last time.
You set me up. The next time it'll be horrible. Thanks.
What was Apollo's power set?
He's got that iconic set. He's super strong. He's got super speed. He can fly. He's got like a heat type vision, but he's not invulnerable. So he's like Superman in a way, but he's not invulnerable.
And now he's been depowered and sent out of this. And I would assume part of the way him getting shipped out was a big part of the story too.
Yeah, that happens in the beginning of the book. You catch him already in space. He's alone, and he's been floating in space for 20 years, and he gets picked up by he actually crashes on a planet, and he gets picked up by this race of aliens and gets imprisoned. He's put in this big maximum security prison, and he's there for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So the whole time he's left his Earth, and it's become this wasteland, and the countries have dissolved, and these supervillains have rose up, and with King Tyrant over all of them, taking over the world.
Oh, King Tyrant's the name of the arch villain?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Okay. We'll go back over his Indiegogo quick, since we got some more viewers here. As it's Apollo, Chariot of the Gods, cast into space, lost, powerless. Our hero Apollo must fight his way back to Earth. And then the overview. Apollo is our hero, lost in space, imprisoned and powerless. His world turned upside down and in the clutches of the evil tyrant. Will our hero be able to escape to right the wrongs in order to save Utopia, the world, and his family? Kevin Stewart here, and I am very excited to be launching my graphic novel, Apollo. It's a great story to debate it's a great story about defeat, loss, and redemption. The first book in my comic universe is a whopper at 100 pages. Plenty of greatness to get you started. I know you will enjoy. So he's got a 70.
I've been seeing previews for this comic.
Oh, good. Excellent.
It's looking good.
Thank you, sir.
We got somebody new in the panel.
Oh, we got Ninja, and we got good dog.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
dog.
That was
Ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Okay. Well, no problem. I don't know why I was thinking. I was just got your voice confused with JP. I think. We'll come back to his featured one. The first part was his $5 one, a digital download for $5. Easy buy-in. Good price. For 100 pages. 100 pages. It is black and white, but look at that art. It's phenomenal.
That looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should lock it on your screen, Rick. Lock it on your screen and talk about the perks.
That looks freaking awesome. Hey, I gotta bounce, but Kevin, hit me up on Twitter. What are you doing Monday night?
Monday night, I'm open. I'm open Monday night.
Dude, let's get you on my show. Let's promote your book.
Hey Tyler, who are you on Twitter? What's your handle?
It's I'll put it right here. It's at Tyler_C_world. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/drawandtalk. I just gotta head out and pick up my wife.
Yeah, you said you couldn't stay long, so thanks for coming, man. It was great to have your point of view and your advice on topics, man. It was great.
Oh, dude, guys, just hit me up. Hey, thanks so much for letting me be on here, Kross.
No problem. Like I said, anytime, I'll throw out the link when I'm on, and if you can make it, you can make it.
Awesome. And Kevin, I'll hit you up. Let's get you on Monday.
Yeah, that works, man. I'll send you my info for the printer as well.
Hey, thanks, dude. All right, peace out. Thanks.
Hey, nice meeting you.
Okay. So up next, we got his $15 power-up pledge. You get the digital copy, you get a signed copy, and you get your name in the thank yous. And
wow, for $15?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
And the shipping, he was saying, is about $7. So
just for the book, this is actually, if you're domestic, it's free.
Oh, free.
Yeah, for domestics. Yeah, just for the book by itself. Yep.
All right. Hey, so, Rick, are you locked on your screen?
I should be.
Okay, cool.
You'd have to look in the chat to be sure.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Okay, and so the next perk up is just $20. It's a T-shirt. It's not the book, but it's a T-shirt. You can be promoting this guy for him. And then up next, $25. Double it. 200 pages. 2 signed copies. And a digital copy. And, of course, your name in the thank yous. And,
that is such a deal, man, right there.
And, look at this stuff over in the side, this art. It's good, clean art.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I would really like to see this guy get this color.
Was there a reason for not going colors on this?
Just the cost right now.
Okay.
So maybe in the future we might see a colored version?
Yeah, if this campaign isn't successful, I'm going to relaunch it in the spring, and I'll have the book done. Then I'll actually pay out of pocket to have it printed, and the next campaign will be simply distribution and hopefully enough to get it colored. Because the colors I have in mind for this did the cover of this book, and I love his work. It's just he's like $40 a page.
Well, that's really decent.
Yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. I got quotes from a couple other colorists, and they're a little bit higher. But I love his work. I love the way he sent me this cover, and I flipped when I saw it. I just thought that was great the way he did it.
Oh, if that's the guy you can get, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it's $40. $40 is not bad.
I didn't think that was too bad.
You can see the cover right here.
Reasonable price.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. That's really reasonable.
I think he's out of the country. I think he might be in. I don't know where he's living exactly, but I don't think it's in the States.
Are you allowed to say who it is?
Yeah, it's under the King Bola. I got it listed under the cover at the top there. He actually did the colors for the Asgard book for Antonio and Ben Jones.
Oh wow, nice!
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, they've got a good colors on there. So yeah, $40.
Yeah, he had this thing turned around within a couple of days. It was super fast turnaround.
Yeah, isn't it so exciting to see your stuff colored like that, man?
I wish this book would be so much better if it was colored. I think.
Yeah, and not the last perk, but because the last perk is technically featured because it's more money, but the personalized power up, $50. You get a digital copy, a single signed copy, a name, your name listed in the thank yous, and you get a head sketch. And have you decided what size of paper that's going to be on?
Actually, it's going to be on the inside cover.
Oh, on the inside cover?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Cool. That's the way to do it.
I think that's like Doug's doing that. I think for his as well.
Yeah, it's a nice touch to your book. It's not another piece of paper to keep track of and lose. It makes it so you just have that all inclusive in one piece of art. You know.
Yeah,
that was. And that you were saying earlier, that can be a head sketch of any character that you want.
Yeah. So whatever you want, I can do it.
I'd want to follow.
I hope so.
Okay, and of course his featured one is you get the digital copy, a signed, single signed copy, Apollo T-shirt, name, high quality print, and artist proof sketch card. You know what you could have maybe for another tier above this is all this stuff plus that head sketch again inside the cover.
Okay.
Maybe go for a $90 tier or something like that.
Yeah, really deck it out. That's kind of why I was wanting to put that as a feature, because I felt like that had the biggest meat, for the purchase price.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't put your biggest meat as your feature. It's more you put your best. Well, it's a great deal, but sometimes you got to put your lower best. Yeah.
Best value. I think that $25 perk is the best value. Two signed copies with the digital copy.
Yeah, I think you're right. That definitely is. It would bring more people in when they saw it. 'Cause I think when they see that $70, it kind of throws them off.
Yeah, it's kind of you don't want that high dollar amount to be the first thing people see.
Yeah, and it's also your biggest tier too.
Yeah.
Too.
I think I was looking at it a different way, and I think seeing it the way you're explaining it makes a lot more sense.
Hey, we have some more people in the chat, and then you just had some good comments. Was that Mr. Miracle Man? He's like, that's a slick cover. It is, and
thank you.
He is very astute.
Mr. Miracle Man is a good artist too. There, Kross.
Yeah. I gotta probably get him in sometime. Or you got his Twitter, Manny?
He's not on Twitter right now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm sending this information over to Tyler real quick.
Yeah. So, Okay, who's in the echo chamber?
Kevin.
Oh, is that me? What's going on?
Right there, Speedy. No, but Kevin's worked really hard on this project, and it is the story's appealing, and I'm looking forward to see this one. I'm going to back this one.
Thank you.
That $25 perk.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. And you're a great addition to our community, man. You're a cool guy. I'm glad to have you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here. I really appreciate Kross Comics hitting me up. I know it took 3 weeks, but
yeah, something like that.
What were you doing to him, Rick?
It was me. I could never get around to being available. And honestly, if he hadn't texted me tonight, I would have totally forgot, because it was like 15 or 7 minutes after the fact, and I was like, "Oh crap, I gotta be on this podcast." I totally forgot. I come running down here, and here he's sitting here, just waiting for me. I was like, "Oh," I felt bad, but I'm glad.
Yeah. Well, it worked out because I was a bit late getting home too. Because I was at a Christmas banquet for the Christian singles I go to, and I didn't get home till 11:25, so it's like then I texted him at about 10:30 saying, "Oh, we're going to be starting a bit late." Never got a response to that.
Yeah. I literally just walked in my house from a family dinner, and I just happened to jump on Twitter. I was like, oh snap, I forgot.
So then I'm like, I'm still waiting. I have everything ready to go. I just figured I'm gonna wait till I'll give them to whatever time, and then it's like I'm going to bed.
Well, I apologize. I apologize for that.
No problem. It happened. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Miracle says that he'll be on Twitter at the start of the year. That's good.
Shoot, I've had Twitter since 2009. I've never even got into it until this last year.
Yeah, well, I signed up for Twitter like, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I found it was just people posting all about their lives or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I don't need this. I don't even know what the account is I signed up with, and it's like, okay. And then I started doing the YouTube, and I figured, okay, I need to be on these other social medias, just promote myself more. So I signed myself up for Twitter again. But I just, I'm getting a following there and just trying to put it out so people, come view this,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, I'm starting to put up my artwork too. I found out people post that stuff there. So all the art I do. So again, different ways for people to follow you.
Twitter does seem really, really good about, for artists like Instagram. I think it's better than Instagram personally, but I don't use Instagram too much. But Twitter's, I like it for the art. I love looking at everybody's art so easily, anytime. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Is that a Spider-Man you're drawing there, Bill?
Well, I was doing Venom. I'm not liking the pose.
Looks more Spidey than Venom.
Exactly. So I did a rough earlier, and then for whatever reason, I didn't translate it over right.
Is it the Topher Grace? Or what's the name? Yeah. Is it Topher Grace Venom there?
Yeah, it needs to be more hulking and intimidating.
Is it that 70s Venom?
Yeah, right. So I had to grab the nuclear eraser and just kill this.
Is that one of those little plastic erasers?
This is actually, it's a Moo eraser. And they're kind of neat because it clumps instead of getting all dusty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little easier to clean up when you have to nuke a whole page.
What do you got going on there, Manny? What's that face?
Face? What face?
I thought there was a face on.
Well, what that is I started that last night on my stream. I did this Raven started last night, and I just came from Pope Fire. Me and a ninja. We just came off of Pope Fire. We were doing
over there.
Yeah, we were doing Titan stuff. She was doing Titan stuff. So I was like, oh, perfect. I can finish my Raven on Pope Fire stream. So her whole thing was you had to draw Starfire, but Starfire had to be in the background because of what happened on the Teen Titans program. Teen Titans program was called Starfire, something about Starfire.
Coriander.
Coriander, and she was only like in 7 minutes of the show. She was in the background. So that was the whole thing. So can you find Starfire in my picture?
Yeah, I jumped on Twitter and I jumped online and I saw Pope Fire and Kross were both on.
Right.
And then I was like, well, Kross invited me, so I'll see you guys later.
Pope invited me, so it was cute the way that Pope Fire invited us. So it was kind of like, so there's my Starfire way, way, way in the background by Trigon's ear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can hardly see her.
It's almost an Easter egg.
Yeah, so she's way back there. So when you see the full picture, it's like, oh, where's Starfire? She's in there. She's in the background.
Honestly, it looks like you spent more time on that drawing than she was in the show.
I guaranteed. I mean, I was doing this live stream last night, and I did not finish it. So I finished it off tonight. It was fun.
Oh, that's good.
Something different.
Well, I see in the chat, Mr. Miracle, Manny was replying, said, yeah, Mr. Miracle sounds good, but to me, I'm partial to Big Barda.
All right.
Yeah, Barda's one of my favorite characters.
I always like Big Barda. He was
Yeah.
cool.
Man, do you ever see there's out there floating somewheres where Kirby was trying to do a solo, like a big Barda comic book, and you can find the cover of it online, like the mock-up that he did.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been cool. That would have been ahead of time, though, for him to do that. And he always was ahead of time. No one wanted to print a book that was all like, a team of female superheroes back then. It was, it was like Barda and the Female Furies. But Kirby
the
knew
Female
it.
Furies are so awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
they are.
Granny Goodness, come on. It's awesome.
Oh, Letha, or Lashina.
Lashina, man.
Dude, those characters are crazy. Stompa? Those characters.
We're not supposed to be talking. We're supposed to be talking about Kevin here.
Yeah.
Hey, talk
What
about
are you
his book.
what are you drawing there, Kevin?
I think the New Gods is way more interesting.
No. Kevin is the one that we're supposed to be talking about. We can always talk about New Gods on my show. Let's talk about Kevin.
So Kevin, so there were other heroes on the planet besides Apollo?
Yeah, the Apollo, he was the leader of the Guardians. The thing about Apollo is he came to Earth, right? He came to Earth in the 40s. And through government interference and genetic testing, they were able to extract his DNA and develop superheroes. So among the United Nations,
right? Hold up a second, because that premise right there is very creative. That's a great idea. It's like, what if that happened to Superman? But you wrote that into your storyline. That's a killer premise. It's it's like that total genetic manipulation of an actual superhero or an actual alien to create more hybrids. That's nuts.
Bizarros that actually work.
Yeah.
Oh no, your stream is getting invaded, Kross.
What? Am I?
Your stream is getting invaded. Watch out.
Yeah. Hey, Todd.
How you doing?
How you
Good.
doing?
What's going on?
We are talking with Kevin Stewart of Apollo, Chariot of the Gods.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have Kevin on FanSpeak, and you can grill him there on his Indiegogo page.
Yeah. Come on and make fun of my Indiegogo for not being set up correctly.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Bill. I'm kidding. You made a very valid point on that.
He's got a really great project. It's a good story. So he's gonna give Todd your 1 minute pitch. We're gonna get you good at this 1 minute pitch by the time you're done. You're gonna be awesome at it.
So Apollo is the story of Earth's greatest hero, abandoned, lost in space, depowered, imprisoned, and for 20 years he's gone. The world's deteriorated to dystopian wasteland, and he is fighting his way back to his family and to his estranged child that he's not seen in 20 years.
Can you show me a picture of him?
Of Apollo? Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. I got my screen share.
So Kevin, you're doing good. Now you need to work on that like movie voiceover voice.
This
There we
song.
go.
Abandoned for 20 years.
Abandoned 20 years ago. Our hero.
Actually, Billy, you might be pretty good at that.
Yeah, I used to do
think-
voice back in the day. All the time while I was walking to work.
I'm gonna pay Bill to do my 1 minute elevator speech.
Okay.
I'm only $40.
$40. I'll put that into my Indiegogo cost.
There you go.
Okay, so there is a picture of Apollo.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Todd?
Let me white box you.
Yeah, who's your artist, by the by?
That's it's me actually.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you.
Kid can draw.
Yeah. Oh, who? I guess I should ask. Who are these other characters on the cover there?
All
Kevin?
right, starting from the bottom, that is his son. To the right.
What's his son's name in it? What is his hero name or villain name or whatever?
He hasn't got it yet. That's part of the trick in the story. I can't give that away.
Cool.
That's a twist of the story. The alien next to him is Zalrak. He is an alien he befriends while he's in prison.
Okay, cool.
And Tyrant is the skull-faced, menacing-looking terrorist individual.
Nice. He's got that evil Lex Luthor vibe going.
Yeah, he's kind of got that Dr. Doom, Lex Luthor, megalomaniac,
Absolutely.
insane. Yeah.
Total Doom Luthor. That looks good.
He's got to be a little bit crazy. The FEMA, that's Cassandra. That's actually Apollo's wife.
Cool. And what
then,
about this guy behind his name?
That is General Warren. He is the leader of the Orion Project that helped develop the superheroes for the UN nations in Utopia. So he's kind of like he's Apollo's boss in a way. Because Apollo technically is a government servant. Yeah.
And it is black and white. It's 100 pages. You know, you can see some of the art here.
Yeah, I'm going to it now.
Nice
Johnny
space.
Allen's Stickman is about to close in 47 minutes, huh?
Can you say anything about these two guys attacking Apollo there?
That's part of the alien race that is that's captured him. It's a mix of like these ape type aliens. They're highly evolved ape sapien, like ape aliens, I guess is what you call them.
Yeah, they look like they got. Well, the one looks like they got some cybernetics there.
Yeah, they're
like a Winter Soldier arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, they kind of slap out some
cable arm.
Yeah. What's more intimidating than these giant four-armed gorillas?
Yeah. I guess some more of the gorilla aliens here.
Yeah, so this is where he's being studied, and they're starting to figure out there's something unique about this human.
And that's all we got for things.
Yeah, we got both years.
That's some really nice art. I'm sorry, but it's really nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sorry to interrupt, but yeah. I love your angles and such that you got going on. It's good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. I went through and redrawn like 4 or 5 of the original pages. I had this started drawing last like 2 years ago, and then I threw it all away and started over with the pages.
Wow! Look at here.
Actually really solid.
Here's a nice sort of stretch goal. Upon reaching initial funding goal of $4,000, he's going to give a free hard copy or digital copy of his sketchbook to all his backers.
Ooh,
so,
wow.
How big is this sketchbook?
It's 22 pages. It's a standard comic book size. I've got some older pictures and some new pictures I was going to put back in there and get it all printed out through the China printers that I'm working with. So it'd be like a regular comic book run.
Okay.
24 pages, like 22, 24.
So nationally, if you get fully funded, you end up having, you don't get 100 pages, you get 124 pages.
Yeah, yep.
Which is, makes it even better of a deal.
Yeah, they just gave me too good of a printing deal, and I was like, well, if I could add some more swag to this without actually increasing the cost of shipping, then I'll do it. So I thought the sketchbook was a good idea.
Yeah, so that is 24 extra pages of sketchbook stuff. Nice.
Rick, can I ask him some questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here it comes.
Here's your grilling.
Oh boy. Okay.
No, everybody. You guys know I don't grill.
No,
really,
dude, it's just part of the fun of our group, man. Yeah. Todd's very, very good at what he does, man. So he'll have some good questions.
Your artwork is really solid, and I like how you mix things up. Your storytelling is very dynamic. So there's I got zero, other than, remember, when you put people on the ground where you can actually see their feet from above, they're casting some shadow, right?
Yeah.
So you can see the simian feet, where they're kind of overlooking, I guess that's Apollo, right? In some kind of like med chamber.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that person would be casting a shadow. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be black. It could be done by your colorist.
Mm-hmm.
But is your colorist going to be this guy King Bola who did this cover for you?
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to be doing the colors for all pages?
If we reach the goal, yes, he will be.
Yes, at the moment it's only black and white, Todd.
Right. Now,
are you pitching this as a black and white book, or are you pitching this as when we reach our this goal, we'll have it colored?
It's pitched right now as a black and white book because it may be hard to reach that stretch goal for the color job. So I'm pitching it as black and white.
Don't let it.
No problem.
Because that's a $15,000 goal. The all pages colored.
Yep.
No, what is this gentleman's rate? Or if you don't want to say that, that's fine.
I'm sorry, his what?
His rate.
What is King?
Right.
What is his approximately?
He's quoted me 40 a page.
Oh, actually, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he does a decent job. It's not. Some of his blood, there's some hard lines. I'm not a big fan of such hard lines like he did in the Cape, where he does about. I like the purple underneath, but on the top he does about 1, 2, 3. Looks like about 3 colors. Mm-hmm. And those lines are really a little. I don't know. It's not that they're hard. You know what it is? They're sort of off a little bit in the wrong places. Mm-hmm. But he's doing a great job, and that's economical for your campaign. So I hope you reach it and get it colored. Not that this doesn't look great, just like it is. You look like you also look like you're using Clip Studio.
I sure am. Yeah.
See some of the, and you have a good base of knowledge on how to use it. I can see that. I can see some saturated lines and things that you're using. It's really cool.
It's definitely a learning process for me. I started using this program 2 years ago, but I'm learning every day, learning something new from everybody, from watching other people, the way they do stuff.
Now, these guys, these 2 simians with sort of armor and they're kind of teched up with some gear, are their feet on the ground too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they should be showing a shadow.
It always looks like somebody's floating when you don't put a shadow. Trust me, I've done it. I've done it plenty of times.
That'll be one thing I can go back and fix.
Easily. Just pick your light source.
Yep.
Some of these in the med panel, right? If you pick a light source in a direction, then some of these other things might cast some shadow too.
Yeah.
Because I see some lab equipment or something on that's also touching the floor, and it looks like it's floating too.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's going to be, before I get done with everything, there'll be some touch ups from some of these pages.
And you always, when you get how many pages you have done so far of the book?
10. I'm working on the 10th page right now.
You can contact me anytime you want, and we can whether you want to do a live or not, we can go through some things and try to pick up on some things like that.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. I think I follow you on Twitter. I bet your stuff is awesome. I've seen your work. It looks really good, man.
Yeah, Todd's all right.
Yeah, even always, I guess I don't do it myself, but we're all getting better, right? We're all learning. But even in this, when you do pick a light source, remember, or a direction, it's going to affect even him in the chamber. So you might want to thicken up one side, and then maybe actually put a little bit of his head on the pillow. If it were to be from what would be his left, right? If it were to be from his left, then he would cast some shadow. Or if it's directional, even if it's overhead, which it might be, that might be what you're going for. Because in a med lab, a lot of things are lit, so everything becomes so ambient, and you got all kinds of light sources. Sometimes they're really directional; they put it right over the top of you. So that's sort of that hospital kind of idea of it. So yeah, you may not have to do anything in the med lab. I mean, inside the chamber.
Yeah.
Except for maybe across his forehead a little bit. You know, you might want to do a little bit of a thicker line, or
Yeah,
because you did remember. Look, you did it with the eyes. So you put his eyes in shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So you know there'd be more maybe under his chin a little bit.
Yeah, I'm either I follow through with it or I don't do it at all because I'm indicating the lights on his eyes being blacked out. He would have stronger shadows elsewhere on his face as well.
Yeah, and the other thing was saying that, and I just noticed it before it was said, you have his eyes shadowed over there in the one, but in the next one you don't have them shadowed over.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep it.
Which is all right because he's in more of a close up.
Yeah.
Then, but you got to give those notes that his eyes should be cooler because those are his sockets. So he should, there should be some blue in the spectrum of whatever, however he colors it.
Yeah, but the light source would be staying the same in there. Maybe you wouldn't see it from quite the same direction, but it would still be coming from the same direction. So if they're blacked out in the one, they should be blacked out over in the other.
Not necessarily.
See, I kind of play it out in my head like a movie, and I see like in essence the top one is the hiding of his face, and in the second panel it's kind of coming in closer, so the light source would, to me in my head, you would see more of his face. Even though you're probably right, if there was shadow there, it would be there in the second panel. But I think that's part of the way I see it in my head is the focus is changing in the next panel. So to me, I see, well, you're going to see his face, but I see what you're saying there. The light source would indicate shadows.
Yeah.
So in the simian panel, right? When you choose it there, also remember it might affect some things there, like maybe his one arm on top of the other. So if you're using sort of even if you were to have it cast in front of them, their own shadow and cast in front of him, which might be a little bit dynamic, you wouldn't maybe see the one on the left side of the page, but the other guys, it might actually cross a little bit of the figure that's laying there.
Yeah, so you see like the shadow on like curving up over the glass necessarily on Apollo directly.
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, just figure, just choose your direction and then go there. You'll know exactly what to do once you pick it.
I mean, honestly, the doing the shadows is probably my weakest part. Honestly.
Always. Sorry, I was being a smart ass. Never mind.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thanks, Todd. I'm glad you pointed that out because I don't see a lot of things when I'm drawing these pages. I get so much in my head, and I miss the small details like that.
Yeah, that'll happen.
All do.
We all do. But Todd is he's a generous critic. He's not harsh. But he's helpful. Help me out today, man. Thanks again, Todd. I wouldn't have figured that out, man.
It took me a while too, but we put our two boomer heads together and we got it done.
We put two boomer heads together and caused a little mushroom cloud. It was good. Yeah. Well, man, I wish you the best. This is a good project. We got to get you more notice. You have to run the circuit. You got to get on these shows. So
run the gauntlet.
Yeah, run the gauntlet, man.
Yeah. Well, how much you were saying earlier to me, I think it was off air, about with your job, you're out in the field for 20 days and back home for 10 or something like that. How much longer do you got at home before you be back out in the field?
I'm flying out Tuesday first thing in the morning, and I'll be out there. I'll be working until middle of February. So it's gonna be a rough one. But
especially since your campaign ends on the 30th.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a pessimist. I don't think I'm going to make it, to be honest with you. If I had to be truthful, I think I don't.
Yeah.
I missed that.
What I would suggest when you do it again, get it so the start of your campaign you're home, and in the middle you're away as much as you hate it. Try and get on. That way you can get on a few people's streams right at the beginning.
Yeah.
and then make sure you're home right at the end. That way, again, you can get on a few people's stream.
Are you, Kevin? Are you in the service? Is that what he's getting at?
No, I work in the oil field industry actually.
Oh, you got to go out on a rig?
No, I mean, it's not like that. It's in the oil field, but it's not any rig related stuff. But the way we work 20, 30 days straight, and it's 14 hours a day. So, the only upside of that is most of that time I can work on my art. It's just I don't have access to internet, so it's kind of hard for me to do the streaming and stuff. So I'm sitting in a truck for 14 hours a day.
I hope it pays well, man.
It does. It just
then you can afford a good colorist. What are you doing?
Yeah, I didn't realize you only had 15 days left. No, his colorist is fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think of
15 days. I'm gonna tweet it out and share it and stuff.
Yeah, and like I said, even if you get if you can, you've got a mobile phone, right? That it's internet because I tweeted you those few times and you were able to tweet back.
So
yeah.
Hey, Kevin, are you going to be available? All right, this Thursday, 10 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Pacific, right? 9 Central, 8 Mountain. We'll do our draw and quartered fan edition. And if we can have you on, and you can draw, we can promote you there. We'd also have you on FanSpeak. Todd, what's the time frame on FanSpeak?
It'd have to be Friday at 8.
Friday at 8's the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that may not be a hard rule because Chester and Denali are always saying, "Hey, we'll get people on." They get people on. I mean, they could fit you in.
Yeah. I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
Are you Kevin Stewart that he's like holding his son on Facebook?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. I just want to link you.
Yeah, because I was thinking, even if you've got, if you can at least, they send you a link right on your mobile phone, you can come in. Maybe you can't show nothing, at least you're there to talk.
Yeah.
And tell about your project, and they can bring it up on their computer or whatever for people to see.
Yeah, it's possible. It just depends on what's going on at the time.
Yeah, you've always got to work up the timing of things. I get that.
Yeah, and then we get you on. I mean, you come on Good Dog Press, Manny's show. Manny does a live stream almost every night. This is usually his time slot right now, and we'd be all on there. I heard he's actually a very nice guy, but he'll promote you too.
Okay.
So, dude, we have that. I think we just gave you about 10 different channels. We can get your face on.
Hey, yeah, I can do that, man. Definitely.
And this is an awesome community. We're all going to support each other, so we're really down. And Rick, I would definitely back any book you have if you sell me that Spider-Man that's on the top shelf next to your AT-AT. Is that one of those 1970s Spider-Mans toys?
No.
No.
Here, I'll get it now.
I'm telling you, man, that looked like the one that used to have the drawstring and like the camera in his chest, right? From back in the 70s.
I don't know when this came out, but it's got a thing. I bought it at like a discount store. Well, secondhand.
Can you find a copyright printed on his body somewhere? Sorry, go ahead, neighborhood.
Oh, is that the Spider-Man that talks?
No, this thing comes out. I think it's supposed to go up somewhere and draw him up or whatever. I don't know exactly.
Look around his foot for copyright. Oh no, that's a 90s one, I think. Oh man, I'm really good at detracting everybody from any kind of subject. I'm like ADHD squirrel.
On his foot, just here, maybe on this. 2014.
All right, never mind. It's not
new.
Yeah, that's a new one.
I've got another big one too around here. Got a couple.
That's what she said.
Just lying around somewhere.
All right, Manny, you inspired me. I'm drawing a big Barda.
The big bar is awesome.
There's your strong female character right there.
Exactly.
Manny now likes pickled chips and raspberry Coke.
Ugh, ugh.
Oh yeah, raspberry.
They got the raspberry Coke where you're at still?
No, we're about to launch orange vanilla Coke.
Oh
wait, what? Raspberry Coke?
yeah.
You can buy raspberry Coke in 4-packs of with cane sugar or Georgia peach Coke.
What?
Yeah, you guys haven't seen that?
Well, they had the raspberry Coke only here for a limited time. It's no longer around here.
Oh.
I did a whole one of my snack videos on it.
No, we sell it. We sell the raspberry Coke. I never saw that.
Man, I'm gonna have to
Orange
look that up. Was it good?
Yeah.
I liked the raspberry Coke, and then I did one on orange sherbet Coke.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one before.
What is this wizardry?
Right?
This is arcane satanic mysticism.
The devil comes in sweet forms.
Yeah, totally.
So I didn't hear you there, Kevin.
Oh. I'll say what kind of wizardry is these drinks.
Yeah.
Concoctions.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of different Canadian snack stuff and drinks and all that. I'm slowly putting them up on. I did them on my other channel, and I'm slowly moving them over here as well.
I keep forgetting you're in Canada. I don't know. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, that's no problem.
You seem like a good old boy there down here in Tennessee.
He forgets himself too.
You seem like a good old boy down here in Tennessee.
Yeah, I grew up watching the good old boys.
The Dukes?
Yeah.
Oh God. Kevin, what's your Twitter moniker or whatever it is?
It's people laugh at me. It's it's either pigeon or it's at
freaking 1890s. What is your Twitter moniker?
Wait, I can hear him. What did he say?
It's at Stu to 6'2".
Stu to 6'2".
Yeah.
Can I follow us?
Yeah. Yep.
Todd. It should be in the description. His Twitter.
I threw it in the chat too. If you see it there, I'm not
in the Hangout
YouTube chat. Yeah. Yeah.
Here you go. I'll post it. Beep. There you go. Now you guys can follow him at Twitter.
I get it.
Joshua saying do a live snack review. I think I did that on my other channel, a live version of one. I'll get to that one eventually, but it won't be live now. And he says, go get a snack and review it live right now. Laugh out loud.
Here, I'll do a live Canadian food review. This is Canadian Springs, Canadian whiskey. It is a distinctive blend, and it is pretty mild. It's a fine blend of whiskeys distilled and blended under the supervision of the Canadian government. So there's definitely no feces in here.
Just make sure you drink in moderation.
And then it has a nice it's either a pot leaf or a funky maple leaf here in the logo. And under the seal here it says integrity, which is kind of ironic because if you drink this whole bottle, the first thing you really don't have much of integrity.
That's why you need to have. That's why you need to have the integrity to drink it in moderation, not all at once.
So it's really good with some raspberry Coke. You know?
That's got to be some Canadian Coke. I know raspberry Coke. You just don't get that down here in the South.
Well, at our we have an amusement park here. A few years ago, they had machines that you could combine like almost 10 different types of flavors with Coke or whatever. You just push some buttons or whatever, and they've actually got it for Pepsi now too. I should find one somewhere and film it.
The Coke Freestyle machine. They have them in all the.
Yeah, we call it 7-Eleven over here.
Yeah, it's 7-Eleven. And all the
question for
restaurants have them No. And if Pepsi has one, that's pretty new. But those machines are crazy. They don't have any syrup. It's all concentrate. And the machine will order when it's low. And then the package is shipped out FedEx from Atlanta, where they keep it all under lock and key.
That's how Skynet got self-aware right there.
Yeah, totally.
Evan, I have a question for you. Do pigeons have teeth?
They do. They do. They're very tender.
And their kisses are even more sweet and tender.
It's like a fine brie cheese.
And if you give a pigeon a couple shots of Canadian whiskey,
he gets very apologetic.
You can have tender kisses all night long.
Tender pecks.
Tender pecks. Oh.
Couldn't remember any lines from Meet the Fockers. Yeah.
I've got nipples. Can you milk me? That's the only thing I can remember from that movie.
Tank, what's up, Tank? Why hasn't Tank been with us lately? Is he okay?
I don't know. Tank's monkeys may not be helping him on.
Tank was okay. I was on his show today.
He did have a show.
Yeah, he had a show today. I was there. For an hour. Yeah.
Oh, you say?
Yeah, he gave the damn link to everybody in the chat in our secret room. Come on, guys. You guys snooze, you lose.
I don't think I got a link.
Well, you're Canadian. What you expect?
But then again, I probably would have been able to be there anyways.
Yes, you're so snooty. You're Canadian.
Canadian.
I don't know about that here.
Oh,
and Rick, what's this? We asked you to change the things behind you. To put
give it up, Todd. Just give it up already. It's never gonna happen. You know that.
What?
Yeah,
I got those. What? Putting all those action figures didn't do anything for you?
No, you're right. Instead of looking at paint or your latest Coke can or whatever you've been drinking.
And let's see. Wait. And then I do have the stand picture right there.
You're making fun of a guy's toys, man. That's cold.
Why not?
That's cold-blooded.
Dude.
I like them.
See, I can give you a better view of them.
Why is that woman's picture still on your Lucille Ball?
That's sentimental value, man.
Pardon?
You're right. I get one.
Oh man!
Manny, go ahead and play Freebird.
Was that Freebird? I was practicing today.
You're playing Freebird?
I was practicing. Still not there though. I was even practicing the Christmas songs also.
That's great.
What do you play, man?
Play. Oh, that's out of tune. What the hell? That's horrible. I'm not gonna tune it up.
We should figure out a way to jam. I play the drums.
Cool. Well, I play horribly.
Yeah, me too. I'm not a musician. I'm a drummer. There's a difference.
Flit Ammernet says Manny has the best fake Latino accent.
Because I'm not Latino, man.
I'm not Chicano.
Latino, man. What I do have the pidgin English. So that's what I do. I do the pidgin English, bro. So if you don't understand what I stay talking about, too bad, eh?
Eh? You know what I say, bro?
Hey, bro. Hey. Watch it. No, I do not.
No, I got to go to a piano recital today. It was pretty fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Keep Rodriguez in here.
My daughter rocked it, man. She was killing it. My daughter, check this out. She invented a way to do shorthand, write music shorthand, and do compositions. And her teacher was like, I've never seen anything like that. I'm totally blown away. I had no idea my daughter was created shorthand for music. That's pretty fun.
That's That's crazy. What does it look like?
I don't know yet. I'm a bad father.
Why?
But no, she does have. She has perfect pitch. She can now play music by ear and write music in shorthand. I'm so impressed.
Give up comics and just focus on her. Live your life through her dreams.
No, you're probably right. I should just vicariously succeed through my daughter's abilities.
It's your only hope.
Do it the American way.
It is.
So, Kevin, is this a page you're drawing from the book?
No, actually, just kind of doing a. I'm a big horror buff, so I'm trying to do this like fan thing of, just to bunch all the horror people.
Cool.
Well, drop that, don't touch it, and start writing a 3-page story to be in our horror anthology.
Hey, this could be in the horror anthology.
Well, then bonus. Then
licensed characters.
All right.
If I could do something with Hellraiser, I'll do it.
I was thinking of doing a Hillary Clinton story, like what if she won? And then,
that's 4 pages right there. That's over.
Yeah, actually, I think I could do it in 3.
She wins, the buttons get hit, and it's just we're wiped out at that point.
It is, and then it's all these zombies.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's all zombies in like these hipster outfits, drinking Starbucks, and playing on Twitter.
And it's going to be kind of like a crossover of The Stuff. Like, remember The Stuff? So, like, that living organism is in the latte.
There you go.
Yeah. And it turns everyone's hair purple or blue.
Excellent. That movie's old. That movie's just old enough that concept would work, and no one would know anything about the Blob or the Stuff. They would like, "What is this? This is the greatest thing ever."
Yeah, and eventually they all become one giant socialist commune.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man, I got something there. I'm gonna have to listen back to this live stream to make sure I remember this story, because I've had too much Canadian Springs to know what I'm talking about.
Just remember who gets co-credit on that.
I don't. Who am I talking? Canadian Kevin.
Canadian Kevin. Eh?
Hey.
You're talking to me, eh?
Hey. Yeah. No. Okay. I might be able to swing that though. Like, seriously, do a 4-page story of what if Hillary won.
There you go. I like that idea. That's gonna be awesome.
I like this guy's work.
So, Ninja's got what are you drawing there, Ninja? Booster, Starfire, your character, and Robin.
Booster Gold, huh? Is that Booster Gold?
Yeah.
The legendary Booster Gold.
Yeah, I love that.
Is
character.
it?
Yeah, I just reread 52. I checked it out on Hoopla. I keep on promoting this app. It's a cool app. If you have a library card, you can get the Hoopla app. And you can check out comic books, whatever, blah, 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 like 6 titles a month for free on your phone. And you can download it onto your phone for like the 3-week period that you check out something from the library. So if you're out of internet service, you can still have that audio book or comic on your phone.
That's pretty cool.
And I found a book called Pathfinders, which is like another like RPG game, and Andrew Huerta did the first 6 issues.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, so it was cool.
That's kind of neat.
What's up?
That's pretty neat, actually. And yeah, I am. This is what I was working on over on Pope's channel a little bit ago.
Cool. I like it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So is that Booster? Is Booster Gold?
Yep, that's Booster.
Good old Booster.
Pope's little buddy Booster.
Yeah, it's a much better lineup than what's on the show right now.
I still haven't even seen the TV show.
Really? I'm afraid to watch it because it just sounds so horrible.
It needs a Raven. Yeah, get rid of Starfire, add Raven, and then it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Kill Starfire.
The thing I said about it, I've watched not all the episodes, I think, up to date, but most of them. It does everything good, but the Titans.
almost
You know,
took the mark.
Hawk and Dove are great. What's Donna
that's
Troy's
Hawk and
good.
Dove? Are they on the Titans, or are they kind of like ancillary characters?
No, they were on like the second and third episode.
Are they members of the team, or?
No, they're not in the Titans, but Robin knows them from years ago, being Robin or Dick Grayson.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's sort of a backdoor pilot too.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have a Hawk and Dove show.
The Doom Patrol was a.
Don't sell me on this show.
the Doom Patrol was on it. They look great.
That was a backdoor pilot for sure.
And then who else was? Like I said, Wonder Girl. Troy was on it. She looked good, although I've seen her.
Was
in
she
costume
naked in
yet.
it?
No.
Why did I see a picture for like her backside? Is that from a different movie?
That's from Pornhub.com.
Man,
Naked Donna Troy?
Well, not in the episode I saw, anyways. She might have been in a next episode or whatever that I haven't seen.
Somebody
yet.
put on the internet her backside. This is who they picked for Donna Troy. And she looked they were complimenting her. She looked Amazonian. Like she looked big but beautiful, But I don't know where the picture came from. But it was clearly her backside.
Big and beautiful would be like Granny Goodness.
No. That's what I'm drawing is big and beautiful.
No.
That's right.
Big Barda, yeah, it'd be big and beautiful. But not Granny Goodness. That was gross.
Oh, I forgot the other thing that they did.
Young Granny Goodness.
Just a young Granny Goodness, man. She was pretty odd.
The other good thing that they did.
No, Frank Miller drew her in the backup of an Orion story. Where Granny Goodness had to, she was like a leader of like the dog packs, of Apocalypse.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone read that. That was a cool backup story. And she had to murder her dog because Darkseid said so.
I think I ran across that in the Infinity Crisis book that came out.
Oh, you may have, yeah. But that Orion comic, probably one of the best fourth world comics that no one ever heard of.
Yeah, that's the one series I want to get into and read.
Oh, it is awesome. I've got all of them. I'm missing one issue. I don't know what happened to it. But I was buying them all as they came out because it was Walter Simonson doing Orion, which was kind of like almost a follow-up to his Thor,
Mm-hmm.
It really was.
His style was so awesome.
Yeah, his style is so awesome. And then he wrote it, and he handled the character with like more nobility and honor than anyone else did. Everyone else kind of wrote him off as just like a road rage character. But Kirby set him up to be kind of the White Knight from Apocalypse, real cosmic oddity. So he was unique. And Simonson did it best as far as anyone else writing Orion. So if you like Orion, try and find copies of that book. It came out in like 98. Well, no, I think it came out in like 99, 2000.
I've got a snippet. I got a Walter Simonson sketchbook that he did. It's got a couple of his stories in it. I think one of the New Gods, the Orion, is actually in that. I got it somewhere in the house.
Oh, nice. I remember the one that they put out years ago, and it had like his stuff from the 70s and before his pre-Marvel work.
Did it have like the Metal Men? Because that's got a huge chunk of Metal Men work in it.
Huge chunk of Metal Men, and then what he did on I think it was Detective Comics.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good stuff.
His style is so crazy.
Oh man,
it's like Jack Kirby, but like I don't know. It's weird. It's something like Jack Kirby, but not.
Well, he started off like a Kirby kind of clone, and then he just really became kind of a more Neil Adams-esque, and then just got into his own style, and that was it. That's what made him who, the one that we love.
Yeah, it's you'll see people like that, like Jason Fabok. He's got that Finch underlaying foundation, but he's
he's somehow tweaked it and made it his own. You know.
Well, that guy, geez, he had Finch teaching him how to draw.
And I think he's better. By the way,
I think as far as his storytelling, yeah, he's superior.
Yeah.
But his pinup stuff, Finch still kills everybody.
But that's what Finch's strength is. But
yeah.
As far as like his angles are always the same. But Fable really changes his angles a lot.
Yeah, he does
some dynamic stuff.
Finch does that heavy 3-point, perspective in his drawings, and then with that dynamic shading, and then he really kind of trademarked that cross-hatching style, which wasn't his, but he just really it was an exemplifier of it, or like an avatar of it, or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty consistent as far as perspective. Whereas you're right, Fabak just took it to the next level and was just turning camera angles every which way. It's like your head's on a swivel when you're reading a book written by Fabak.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I can't get enough of that guy. I wish he had more books out. He really does not have that much out.
He's like a prodigy. I mean, from the time that he started doing that to where he went after that, it's crazy how fast he went up in skill level.
Yeah, if you can, I don't know if you haven't seen it, chat and everyone else, there's Ethan, when he was interviewing people, Fabak was one of his first people that he interviewed.
I think I watched that one because he was talking about how he met his wife at a church camp, I think is what it was.
Yeah, that's it. It was just really cool just to hear, the kind of quality of character. And that's kind of goes back to what we were talking about an hour or two ago, was like the content of our channels, what makes us, what our goal is not to be a drama-laden, mudslinging fest, but to have character and put out quality work. So that's why I like Fabak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seemed like a really down-to-earth kind of kid. Just a real humble, genuine person.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to meet him in a convention. I bet he's cool to hang out with.
Think he likes Canadian Springs whiskey?
Who doesn't? What self-respecting Canada-loving person doesn't like that?
No doubt.
If I drank, I probably would.
I don't know if it can meet the same level as the bourbon whiskey down here in Tennessee, but it's a start, right?
No, man, this is kind of more like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah. But at least it has integrity. That's all that matters.
Absolutely.
It knows it's cheap and it loves it. It lives by it.
Yeah. Todd, how are you coming along on your coloring project? You gonna hit your deadlines?
Oh yeah, I'll be all right.
He's good. Manny's cruising along, man. You did that fast, Manny.
Hello. Yep.
Speaking of Manny, did you watch those videos I put in there?
Which videos?
The clip studio.
Not today. I've been working my butt off. Did you see what I did today? Let me show you what I've been doing today.
He's been an animating fool today, huh?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I want to see her floss. Did you finish that?
Oh yeah, the Skunk Girl floss.
Moving quiet, be making something.
There's like 800 freaking trains that keep coming by. That's why I have to keep muting myself in case you guys are curious.
Yeah, I was wondering what you're up to.
And probably hearing them as they start to come by. It's crazy. It's like every time I'm on a stream, they want to freaking come by as hard as they can.
White box me Kross.
For Santa.
Yeah.
White box me Kross so they can see it.
I did.
I didn't know Squirrel Girl had those around her wrists. Dun.
Now all you need is some music.
Keep it going. I want to watch it on YouTube.
Well, that's it. That's all I'm going to give you guys. Just a sneak peek. I got to finish it off.
No.
I love that.
You still have her head to move, right?
Nope, the head does not move.
Manny's like, nope, I'm not moving that, I'm not touching that head.
No, it doesn't move. I looked at the videos. Seriously, heads don't move.
Don't you guys know how to dance? What's the matter with you guys?
Head don't move. You know
that's how wild people dance.
And that's just the beginning. She goes into. Oh, hold on.
Does she have like widow bites or on her wrists?
She has her shooters on her wrist. Yes, she does.
Oh man, none of my drawings wrong.
Skunk shooters.
Yes, she does. She has some skunk shooters which shoots off pellets. I'm not going to tell you what the pellets are made of.
Oh, so she's got
like. I'll give you a heads up. If you guys need free music, I'm putting a link in the YouTube thing. This dude TechnoX has free music. If anybody needs music for like backgrounds, if you guys are shooting videos and stuff, this dude does legitimately free, royalty-free music. Like anything you guys want to use off of his channel, like there's a link for you guys to download the music. So if you need some music for that, there, brah, so that skunk girl has something to dance to, you can go grab yourself a tune for free off of that guy.
Dude, that sounds pretty cool, man. Thanks for linking that.
Yeah, it's just subbed, so I can find it.
I can beatbox if you need that, Manny. I can beatbox.
Well, I gotta remember that's only one of her dances. There's going to be 2 other dances that go along with that.
Oh man!
And that's only going to be the first video. There's a whole bunch of other ones I want to do. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I like this guy's stuff. Nice link.
Well, you know what, guys? I hate to do it, but it's like 3 o'clock in the morning here.
Kross and I are
what the hell, man?
So yeah, it's pretty.
I need to get up
late
in
over here on the East Coast.
I need to get up in 4.5 hours.
What, you got a date?
No.
Yeah, church. We got to get to John Dillard's stream.
No, you got to get to church, man.
Oh yeah, this Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I like this.
He's gonna be sleeping in church. The preacher's gonna point him out.
Oh no! I help out with the kids in the morning. I do their thing. I do all their media and all that stuff.
Oh, good job, man. Good job.
This guy's actually pretty cool.
So, you wanna show for yourself there, Bill?
Oh yeah. I'm Shill Bill, and you can find me on Twitter at Bill_5 or Argos Creations on YouTube. And Merry Christmas to all. And to all, Hail Raven.
Todd?
What is it on Twitter, Bill? Wait, what is it, Bill, on Twitter?
I'm Bill at Bill_5.
Bill's going to start up a stream in 10 minutes.
Bill.
What? Too many people talking at once.
It's not Boomer Bill?
Who, but what?
It's not Boomer Bill?
No, it's not Boomer Bill. Boomer Bill is my evil alter ego. It's kind of like Superman and Bizarro. There's Bill and Boomer Bill. And Boomer Bill hate computer.
Computers.
Computer let me down.
Eat mouse.
Okay, Penny, you gonna be starting up a stream, or you just
Boomer Bill eat Rick? Sorry,
I said Bill was going to start up a stream in 10 minutes.
Oh
no! That's it.
Or anybody gonna start up a stream after this, just so we can tell people?
It's 10 o'clock already, dude.
Okay.
Time for me to go play with Skunk Girl. Come on.
All right, I'll start up a stream.
Okay.
How come this girl isn't sitting on a bed, by the way?
What?
Usually draw girls sitting on beds.
You and your fascination with beds.
Jasmine, was she sitting on a bed?
Yeah, so what's wrong with this picture? Tell me what's wrong with this picture. Nothing's wrong with this picture, okay?
No, it's actually very good.
There's nothing
it's
wrong
your
with that
signature
picture.
pose.
It is.
I know why. I'm not telling, but I know why.
Oh, you do know why, huh? Okay, so if that's my signature pose, why did I do this pose then?
Okay. She's not sultry enough. She's not skunk girl.
He said it's your signature pose. You
Yeah,
do that a lot. Doesn't mean you do it all the time.
I did it 2 times. So how can that be my signature pose?
It's 2 out of 5.
There you go. What about that pose? That's my signature pose. Merry Christmas.
I like it.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas from Skunk Girl.
When I get time, watch those videos because they have some sort of epiphanies in there that I didn't know about. Especially Brian Haberlin, he shows you how to set up your tools for fast flatting.
Okay, well, Manny, you want to give people your info?
Manny from Good Dog Press, and you can find me usually Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock on the East Coast, where I will crush my enemies. Crush your enemies.
Jeez,
before you hear the lamentation of the women.
Lamentation of the women. Come over to my channel.
Come over to my
Rick, I want
channel.
to see you bend the knee.
Yeah, so you guys can get me on Good Dog Press, and I'm all over Twitter, YouTube, DeviantArt, and my website gooddogpress.net. And for the next 3 weeks, I am off, so I may be going up against Kross maybe 3 times a day, maybe.
Just gonna drop links. Every time he drops one, you're gonna drop one too.
Exactly.
Manny, does this mean you're going to be opening up sodas in chip bags?
Oh, I'm gonna be opening up better than that. I'm gonna get all the Hawaiian food and stuff for you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, last time you guys liked that Samoan food that I was eating in front of you guys.
Yeah, I still want to figure out how to make a bunny popo.
Bunny popo. Good stuff.
Do you have any old Rick Springfield posters that we can put up?
Rick Springfield posters.
Rick Springfield. Oh, no.
I don't know what that is. It looks like Johnny English or Rick Springfield.
Oh, is that Richard Marx?
Oh, is that Richard Marx?
Can you play any Richard Marx on your guitar?
Oh, man.
Hey, Rick, who you got on your wall there? Who is that?
The one is a singer named Carmen. The other is a singer named Mark Woodley.
Oh,
That's definitely not Johnny English or Richard Marx.
I'm going to give you credit for being Richard Marx.
I like Tank Ferret in the chat. He's saying, "Get to the channel."
Subscribe to me now. Watch me later.
Okay. Todd, do you want to tell your info?
Sure. You can find me on my own channel called Ignition Get Tuned In. I guess that's changed the name of everything because I noticed today that my Gmail account was called Ignition Get Tuned In. So I don't know how that works, but yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Maroney Todd, and I'm also on all the other places, just under Todd Maroney. I'm not hiding.
Okay. Ninja, you want to say where people can find you?
All right. I will give everybody my information. I'm on Twitter at your ninja friend or your friendly neighborhood ninja on YouTube and Instagram and whatnot. So yeah, I'm open for commissions on Twitter. If you really need something and you'd like how I draw, then hit me up. And also, yeah, I'll be working on Sporkman for the future here coming up, relaunching in March. So get ready for the Sporkening, and we will be back with much more fun Sporkman comics for you and some other comics that are coming in the future that I'll be a part of. So we're bringing comics back. We're making comics great again. Thanks to everybody here that was on this stream, and thanks to Rick. Thank you so much for hosting this. I mean, I got much love for this community. I am so impressed with everything that has been happening. I'm so proud of each and every one of you and the connections that we've made. Like, I have nothing but love for you guys. I thank you guys for all the insight that you give, all the little tips and tricks that you guys show when you're doing your art. It's amazing. And I thank each and every one of you in the chat. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank every one of you.
How much you need, Ninja?
You.
How much you need? You got to me. How much you need?
Okay, Kevin.
Ninja, that was great, man.
Yeah, it was really good.
Thank you for sharing my my Indiegogo campaign, Ninja. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin. Let's tell everybody where you can find them and your last 1 minute pitch on the station.
You can find me
your
on you can find me on Twitter, either Pigeon Milk or at Stu62. So last pitch for the book tonight, Apollo, world's greatest hero, cast into space, powerless, imprisoned, away from his family. 20 years have passed. His world's become a dystopian wasteland. Can he make it back in a time to save his family and save the world?
You won't know unless you buy it.
That's right.
And I'm rooting for him, so buy it.
That certainly left the people wanting.
Let them salivating.
Yes, that was a great pitch there.
Thank you.
See, you're getting good. You're getting really good at these pitches.
You've got me confident, Rick. That's what it is.
I'll start a hangout after this. I'll drop the stream on Twitter, or drop the link in Twitter. And so anyone in the chat, you still want to listen to us ramble on and draw, come on over to Argos Creations.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I've got all you. If you want to put in that one big one that I put where you got yours, all these guys are in it. So
yeah, that's where I'm going to do that. I'll do that right now. So I'll sign off and get that started.
Okay. And of course, you're listening to my channel, Kross Comics. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and listening and finding out about Apollo, Chariot of the Gods. You can catch me here two or three times a day during the week. I'm here every Saturday doing some book for somebody because we need to support the community in whichever way we can. So, and you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook under Kross Comics. So I'll catch you all later. Bye for now. God bless everyone.
Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much.
Much love to you guys.